All right. I'm gonna fade to black.
Wait. I'm standing in front of the camera.
Oh boy.
Why would you just start unplugging things when we're going live? It doesn't occur to you
I
that it's very likely to break something.
I was looking for things to unplug, but
I
I
like
didn't
it when you
actually
unplug
unplug
things.
anything.
Man, I could tell it was upsetting Mike, and I like that part.
I was looking for things to unplug, but I didn't actually
Oh,
unplug
boy.
anything.
Dan, it was fine 10 minutes ago. Leave it. You should have left it all alone.
Hang on. We'll figure this out.
Leave it all in.
Just plug everything back in.
What do I do? No, that's not
No,
me.
that's not it. Well,
That's not me.
No.
Now the camera just doesn't
signal.
work. Now the camera's just not working.
well, is
Wait.
it plugged in?
Yeah, it's got a white light on it.
Okay.
Yeah, go towards it. Go towards the white light.
Oh, it's blinking.
Yes.
I'm gonna unplug and replug. Hang on.
Okay.
It's your time.
Yeah, you've been chosen.
All right. Yeah, it's okay.
They're trying to get you with the degreaser. It didn't take, so now they're just coming for you directly.
No. Oh,
You
no.
don't have to play a Blake game up there, buddy.
How do I read?
No
Oh,
blight in
boy.
heaven.
Nothing
Oh, wait, here
but
we
the
go.
lights up there.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go. Look at that.
Hey,
Yeah.
everybody, it's Tuesday, January 7th,
We're keeping it.
2025. Welcome to the Giant Bombcast, episode 872. We've assembled our own fantastic foursome here. That's right. We have the Invisible Man here because I only see women and NBs because men are trash. Jan Ochoa. That's me. That's the host. Co-captain of the ship. He's thicker than the thing. He's an unmovable wall made of rocks, pebbles, and other pieces of granite. Jeff Grubb.
I'm orange and rock hard. Let's go.
That's right. That's right. He's the stretchiest man and the baddest man in games media, Mr. Fantastic Badtastic Mike Minotti.
Oh, it's me. I'm going to stretch around and choke you.
That's good. Never mind.
You're the hottest man.
I did it, right? That was good.
He's so hot, he's unplugging everything because of the heat sinks and all other flammable material.
Stop pulling your
degreasers.
teeth out.
They're falling out.
He's
But now
so
my
hot,
shoe teeth, like my dad's shoe teeth are falling out. Whoop, there goes my camera. Nope, I'm back.
He's so hot, the cameras can't track him. Dan Reichert.
How am I gonna do Blight Club with all this happening? Jeez.
This is all a work, isn't it? This is all a
It's
work.
not. I'm also shoot 6, but I'm gonna goddamn do Blight Club on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
All
Hi,
right.
hello, hi.
Hey,
Everything's fine.
Happy New Year, gentlemen. Happy Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy whatever you celebrate. Happy New Year to everyone at home. Happy New Year to you boys. How's it hanging? How's it going? Besides Dan falling apart.
I'm fine. I've never been better.
No, look, yeah, let's just get to it because I've been waiting anxiously to hear this story for a bit now. Dan, what happened when you tried to cook asparagus?
Okay, based on what I posted, what do you think happened?
Okay. Yeah, let's go around the horn.
Okay, so
Yeah.
my favorite theory, I don't know if it's possibly true.
Theory.
So you said on Blue Sky that you accidentally tried to cook asparagus and accidentally ate a lot of degreaser.
Mhm.
My hope is that you like cooked it in too much Pam spray and thought it was greasy, so you put some degreaser in to balance it out.
I think it's dumber than that.
Dumber
Dumber
than
than that.
Okay.
Wait, did you just think degreaser was good?
Anti-oil?
No, I didn't know what it was until I ate a bunch of it.
Oh, no, Dan.
What? Okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I have no
Clearly,
guesses.
you didn't know what it was. Like
All
that, yeah.
This is what happened. Okay. Mike looks too happy about this. Okay. Okay. I'm doing a healthy thing because I was deeply unhealthy all through the holidays, as many people are. And I'm not a like resolutions guy necessarily, but I did need to like start getting things ready for marathon training. And I need to not be totally out of shape and eating like an asshole. So I go to Whole Foods. I got a dietitian I went to, and I was just like, hey, tell me what to fucking do. Tell me what to buy. Tell me what to make.
How many vats of mac and cheese can I still eat? Did you ask them?
They got no noodles. I went to Whole Foods. I got so many fruits and salads and like just good stuff. So I'm making like I got a carby with some natural fats breakfast. I got a salad for lunch, and then I'm making chicken, sous vide chicken, and veggies for dinner. That's all good, right? That's all good stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, the salads, I've never been a salad guy, really, as far as making them. That's been going gangbusters. I've been making salads, and I've been chopping up avocados and peppers and putting all sorts of green goddess dressing and pecans. And that's
You're my
delicious.
green goddess, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you. So the salads, oh man, just going gangbusters.
Are you sure the Green Garden salad dressing is not Dawn dish soap?
No, they don't.
Okay.
I said at Whole Foods it was Annie's Green Goddess dressing,
All right,
and that's all been great.
yeah,
So I had
good.
like several days of lunch salads under my belt, and then I got the chicken breasts, and I did the thing. Well, I guess the chicken actually went almost okay outside of the almost fire, but it wasn't the chicken that did the degreaser. So the degreaser was the asparagus. So I'm trying to do everything right here. So like, and everyone, just Google. Dan doesn't know how to Google. It's like, no, I fucking Googled, and I was like, how to do good asparagus in air fryer. And it's like, okay, it seems pretty simple. You just you toss it in some olive oil. You can spray olive oil on it. You get some salt and pepper on it. You throw it in 370 degrees. Put it in there 6 to 8 minutes. Great. I've used the air fryer to reheat Taco Bell a million times. I know how that thing works. I can do that with asparagus and something healthy. So I go to the chicken's finishing up in the sous vide over here, and I'm like, all right, it's time to do the asparagus. And the basket's not in the air fryer. What the hell? And so I look around, and it's in the sink.
Oh.
And I think like, oh, okay, I know it's probably too big for the. Okay, first of all, me explaining this right now is giving it more thought than actually happened. Because what really happened was I'm like retroactively applying thoughts to what happened. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
it does. It's a really terrifying concept.
Retroactively applying thoughts.
So
MP3.
what really happened was I went over to the sink and I looked down and the basket's in there.
I'm so sorry. Chat, do you mean remembering?
No, I'm not, because I'm describing it as if there was a thought process, but there wasn't.
He's
know?
editorializing his memories.
Yeah, like if I'm trying to justify it retroactively, I could be like, oh, it was probably sitting in the sink because Bonk had just washed it and it was just drying out. Because, sometimes like bigger stuff that's not for the dishwasher, you'll wash and then you put it upside down on a towel or something near the sink and it dries out. Again, to be fair, none of those thoughts were in my head at the time. They are now trying to justify it. But I went up and I just grabbed the wet basket and I grabbed it, and I guess I thought it was just water or something in there. I threw all the asparagus in there. I threw it in the thing. It's heating up, the asparagus.
You didn't like dab it with like a paper towel first or anything like that?
I just put it from the sink into the
It
air
was
fryer.
blue, right?
I didn't pay that much attention.
Water's blue.
So no, I think actually, I looked at the bottle and this was like clear. It was like Dawn Platinum Degreaser or something.
It's also very odd, Dan, that you're calling it specifically Dawn Degreaser versus dish soap.
I don't know what any of that stuff is. I've read the bottle. That's what it says. Like,
Okay. Yeah, I think it might be a slightly different product. Sure.
So I put the basket in the thing with the asparagus, with a whole bushel of asparagus in there. Put it in, and I go to do the chicken. And as I'm like getting the chicken ready, I'm taking the bag out of the sous vide and all that. I'm putting the pan on the stove there, and then I start smelling something that's like, oh, did Bonk just like clean the kitchen or something? Like, what's going on? What is that like?
It smells really nice in here.
Very strong soapy. Camera went out. Okay, very strong soapy type smell. And I'm like, what the hell could that be? And it's just going for minutes. And I'm like, I don't know, it smells good in here. And then I can't remember at what point I went upstairs to Bonk's office. And I was like, hey, did you like wash the air fryer basket or something? And she goes, it was in the sink. It was degreasing. And I was like, and she knew she could like smell that like something was happening and hearing the beeps and stuff. She's like, and I'd be like, oh yeah, well, it's the asparagus is cooking now. And she's like, was the degreaser in there? And I was like,
I don't know him.
And she was like, you should go take the asparagus out of there. That's going to taste horrible. And you should put the basket back in the sink. Go ahead.
Okay. You know what? I feel like you're going to continue the story, so my question can wait. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, so I go down, but I just look. A bushel of asparagus was like $5. And
Oh my God!
What the fuck was that?
You ate it anyways?
Well, okay.
That was my question.
Well, okay. So yes.
So wait.
Yes.
You went up to talk to Bianca
Yes.
before ingesting it.
Yeah, it was still
And
cooking.
then I remember seeing on the social media platforms saying you ate degreaser.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering how
Okay.
we bridge this gap.
Yes.
This is a chasm that I'm
Yes.
not
And
understanding.
I can explain this too. So I go down. She was like, "That's going to taste terrible. You should dump that asparagus out." And I went down, and I was like, man, it's like that was like $5 a bushel. Sorry, my camera keeps going down. And so I just open up the thing. I take all the asparagus out. I throw it on a plate. I dump out the degreaser. I spray some water in there, and I wipe it down. And I put the asparagus back in there, thinking like I think that like. You know, like the way you kill bacteria in chicken is you heat it to a certain temperature.
Oh no!
I thought at a certain point, maybe if I just went a couple minutes past what is suggested, it would burn off the degreaser. And so
And that's why you're the human torture.
and I put it back in, and while it's cooking, I was doing my research. I looked at the bottle, and it just said like, if swallowed, quickly, drink a bunch of water to dilute it. It didn't say like you're gonna die, call poison control. And I was like, all right, there's no worst case scenario here. And so I cooked it. It still smelled like soap.
The worst case scenario is wasting $5.
Right. I still got that Paul Reichert gene in there. It's like the devil gene from
Yeah, we got to ingest poison to make sure we don't lose money.
No, it just said I did. So it said just drink water. So I made sure I had water with me. Actually, I think I had a Mountain Dew, but it was liquid.
Even better.
That
It was
amplifies
liquid.
the degreaser.
It powers it up. So no, I tried to force myself through the whole bushel of asparagus. I got several, like probably 5+ stalks in, and it like. I was trying to tell myself, like, okay, I'll just pretend it's like a seasoning or something. But it was just like I was just eating soap, and I had
Man.
yeah.
Placebo.
It wasn't
can
even
only
an
go so
accident.
far.
You intentionally ate soap for a while. What the hell?
It's not weird.
Wait. What was Mike saying?
I don't think it's not weird.
I might be the weird one.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Good audio clip. Dan, for the first time ever, congratulations. One of the Who is Weirder polls has a definitive winner. Not a single vote for Mike.
Unanimous?
Unanimous.
Look,
86 Dan, 0 Mike.
but no harm done, right? And I learned.
There might be harm done.
I
There might
do
be
like
harm
that.
done.
Like over the holiday, I definitely got the sense that Dan thinks that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Christmas caroling thing you do is the weirdest thing in the world. Like, and I'm just like, oh Dan, oh honey, buddy, no,
I thought
eating
it was
degreaser's
endearing.
a little worse.
I thought it was endearing. No, that's not his weirdest thing. I thought that was
That's
endearing.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
It is endearing. Just like eating soap.
Well,
I mean, look. Okay, my thought is too.
Let's hear the debate.
I do have thoughts about soap. Like I.
Yeah, write it down.
Because it's so clean. How could eating it be bad for you? Is that
Well,
where this is going?
that is part of
Just
it.
bleach your insides. Get rid of the COVID.
Well, that's part of it too. Is like I was thinking about this recently because like I switched to a loofah situation in the shower. I used to just always be a bar of soap guy, just rub the bar right on the skin. And I switched to a loofah a couple months ago. And every time I use it, I'm looking at it and I'm like, do I put this in the washing machine? Like, do I put this in with the laundry? Do I need? But then I think like, wait, no, it's just all it touches is soap, so it's always clean, right? Like soap can't be dirty, right? So like,
Okay.
are you supposed to wash a loofah?
Okay.
no,
well,
you
think
throw
about
it away
what.
after a while.
Yeah, after a while. Think
How
about
long?
like what a towel is like after you use it like twice, and how kind of it gets pretty gnarly after, like because it's like wet and body stuff. So yeah, you toss a loofah after a little bit.
Like, hey, what's a little bit?
I'd go
months?
like 6
Oh.
weeks. Nikki
Okay.
says 2 months.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I
that
can
sounds
do
right
that.
to me. Yeah,
I can do that.
I'm
Yeah,
kind of a direct bar of soap guy. Is that okay? Is
I
that,
always
yeah.
have been. Yeah.
I-
Well,
am
you
too.
live alone, right?
Yeah,
You're not.
yeah, that's yeah. I guess
You're
yeah.
not sharing a bar of soap with anyone. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
exactly.
I got my own shower, so it's like I don't need to.
So
that's not
how does
weird,
this
right?
translate? How does this translate to So it's good to digest soap, is what you're saying, because it's clean.
I'm just saying there was nothing on the bottle that said it was poison. I was also worried it was flammable because anytime I'm working with heat, I am just in full panic mode. So I don't think it's that harmful. I'm not going to keep doing it intentionally, but I kept waiting for something to happen. I mean, I just went through a bout of food poisoning. I just kept waiting for the crazy bathroom visit or something.
Man,
it didn't happen.
You can't not learn a lesson from this just because you didn't get sick.
By the way, this whole scenario, as Bonk and I were doing the debriefing afterwards, she was
debriefing,
trying to find the word for how she felt. I think we landed on disbelief, and she was just laughing, and she's like, "I've been with you for 10 years. How is this still surprising to me?"
And that's beautiful. That's romance, baby.
Yeah. She was like kind of impressed. I think impressed is the word. Yeah,
Keeping the marriage interesting.
Aghast in an impressive way. Yeah.
I just really wasn't ready. That's why I screamed, "Oh my god!" like that. I wasn't ready for the part where you intentionally digested all the soap.
I thought I burnt it all off. I thought I burnt it all off at that point.
Dan, I want someone to approach, like I want an older gentleman to approach you at a bar and be like, "Hey, buddy, how do you keep the marriage alive? How do you keep the romance alive?" And you tell him the same story. All right, well, Grub, your train got derailed. How was that?
Yeah, it was fine. It was not a big deal. It was a little scary in the moment. I was on the Christmas train. We were going to the North Pole with the kids, and that was. Turns out that's like 15 minutes away in Ohio.
Okay, not the shoot North Pole.
No, not the shoot North Pole.
Okay, for a second.
Thanks for asking.
Okay.
Yeah. They just dress up in a little town in Ohio, kind of like the North Pole, and you go from one spot to there.
Do the kids think it's the shoot North Pole?
Some of the kids do. Some of them. But Emmy was definitely like, "This ain't the real North Pole." I'm like,
okay.
hey, all right.
They kind of have fun anyways. They play along a little bit. Look, at no point in my young childhood did I think that Mickey Mouse costume person was actually Mickey Mouse, but we all play along. It's fun.
Yep, exactly. You're just playing along. It's a good time. The kids are enjoying it until as soon as you pull in there, the whole train starts rocking in a way that does not feel normal and begins to lean just slightly to the right. So I grabbed the kid, and then the table started to slide as we were bumping more. And I'm like, "Oh, we are leaning way more than I thought."
Are the kids reacting here?
The kids, it was like bumpy, but like not so bumpy that I think they were like immediately assuming fight or flight. Like, but I did. And then I think once I grabbed the kids, they were like, "Oh, okay." They don't know what to do. They just kind of freeze. So, I grabbed them, and it sort of like was skidding to a slow stop. And the back half of the train was still slightly on the tracks. The front half of the train was still slightly on the tracks. And we were just part of the part that like bowed out. So we had to get off we had to get out of that car. We went up to some of the other cars and they gave us the option to like just leave and go get an Uber. So I'm like, I'm doing that. And it turned out there was a bar right there, Winking Lizard, which is a tavern, a beer establishment.
This is how the Buffalo Wild Wings
the B-Dub3, right?
Yeah, I don't like that.
I got mad that Jeff just said it's like a B-dubs, which isn't wrong, but you should have like clarified that it's way better also.
I'll say my personal history with Winking Lizard has not been as positive as some.
Wow.
Yes.
I love Winking Lizard.
We would go to Winking Lizard for like they had like $2 Pabst Blue Ribbons. And,
yeah, it's great.
On Wednesdays. Wow. We'd go there every and then so my association was with the kind of crowd that shows up for $2 Pabst Blue Ribbons. And that's what I associate Winking Lizard.
Look, Winking Lizard's not responsible for the company that you keep.
Listen, I know. It's not Winking Lizard's fault. I tell you what, they came in clutch this night when my train derailed. So,
yeah, there you go.
I just went, I took an Uber half an hour back to the train station to get the van, half hour back to drive. It was really snowy. It was like a blizzard. So it was pretty wild, but 600 people on the train, no one got hurt. It did take them a long time to get the buses to bring most of the people back to their cars because most people did not get off to get an Uber. So that I'm glad that we did not wait around for that. But yeah, this was the last train of the season, and it is the only time that this has ever happened to them. So it's just a very, very weird thing. They've been doing this for like 10 years. It was just unlucky.
Maybe they should have put degreaser on the train tracks.
Yeah, I know. Hasn't hurt anybody before.
I know a guy. Yeah.
Mike, did you have any near-death experiences?
No. I think my holidays were comparatively pretty boring. I just got sick at New Year's for a bit. I just had like a sinus infection. So it's just a good excuse to stay inside a bunch, right? I didn't have to go to a New Year's party, which at that point I'd already seen everybody Anyways, so yeah, no, I don't know. I still have these Christmas decorations behind me. I'm starting to feel bad about that, so I gotta start cleaning things and putting stuff away and whatnot. But no,
What you guys did for Christmas?
I got a Star Trek: The Next Generation Christmas train. Not Christmas train, just a train, a model train.
Ooh,
So that's exciting.
That is very cool.
Got my Casey Joe's from Dad. That's
Yeah.
good. It's filled up in the freezer now.
I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do that every year for Christmas, and I ate it all, and I'm like, I might do it every month. It's so damn good.
Yeah,
Also
I had
incredibly
it-
good in the sous vide. Yeah.
Yeah, I had it for Christmas Eve, which was nice. I just boiled it and then I put it out in like a little sheet pan and coated it with the sauce and then put it in the oven for a bit to kind of like tack up and get some texture.
well,
it was
lock it in.
fantastic.
Nice.
I got myself a terrible gift, and I realize I share a lot on this podcast, and I'm not going to share this one. Fuck it. So, as y'all know, I bought too many cigarettes in Japan, and then I thought, all right, I don't know how to get rid of this. Maybe I can pawn it off on a friend, just give it to them. And I did that during the Game Awards, but I still have a whole other carton. And I'm like, you know what? What are other ways to ingest nicotine? And I hop over to the local gas station, and Nikki, don't worry. And I'm like, huh, what's that thing that says Zin? Okay. I buy a package of Zin. And then I realized that they're tobacco or nicotine.
Yeah,
pouches.
you're a Zen head now. You got down with the
is that
Zen
like
diet.
chew?
No, it's not chew. It's just a pouch that you stick in your gum.
Pouch.
And then I was 2 minutes into a pouch. I felt
You
like
reached a
throwing
plane
up.
of Zen. Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I felt like dying. And then I persisted. And then I felt kind of okay. And then I not saying I had built up a small dependency over the short period of time, but I was like, hey, this is kind of nice, despite wanting to throw up. I'm on the last pouch now. I promised everyone that
I can get you to stop. You want to hear how? That's
No.
Tucker Carlson's favorite thing.
Oh, God damn it.
Hey,
Wow.
Hey, we
No.
got our own Tucker now.
Wow.
Tucker Ochoa. Yeah.
Hey, Tucker
no.
Jr.
Yeah, there he
Great.
is.
All right.
All my friends are ingesting poison this year. Great.
That's right. Okay, cool. I also went camping, but before camping, pro move, folks. If you're camping somewhere far away, go fucking stay in a hotel the night before, because then you'll be all recharged and shit after a drive.
Yeah.
But I stayed in Palm Springs, and I didn't realize that the hotel that I booked was very, 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 very LGBTQIA friendly. Because after I went back to the car to go grab some stuff, and as soon as I hop into the elevator, there were 3 men in leather gimp suits. And they wished me Happy New Year. They were very friendly. They asked if I wanted a slice of pizza. I declined.
Was it 3 guys in a gimp suit holding a pizza?
One of them had
Wow.
like a cool dog mask though, and then I felt compelled to ask, like, where do you get that? Because that kind of looks cool. But yeah.
Wow.
Fantastic. I'm glad we all had a pleasant holiday.
Yeah.
Do you think it was? Do you think that was also a chained together a cosplay? Like that time we were having that lunch and we saw those people
Oh,
chained
right.
together, and we were like,
Oh,
are they
right.
are they sexual deviants or are they doing a chained together cosplay?
It was so weird because nothing else about them screamed sexual deviant. They were
Yeah.
just dressed like just normal ass clothes, but just like a weird chain situation between them. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Do you okay, these men in these leather gimp suits, they didn't have like proper shoes on, or like leather, or those types of leather suits, are they like onesies?
Probably
Like
like
they
a
got
onesie.
built-in shoesies?
I'm
Would
sorry.
they
Booties,
saw,
yeah.
I saw like a TikTok or something of like some lady cosplayer who was in a kind of a onesie, and she just like took like she like unzipped something on like the bottom part and just tilted it, and like 2 liters of sweat came out of it. And that's
Oh.
all I'm thinking about with these gimp suits now.
A TikTok.
Yes, yes, Dan.
The algorithm.
Trust me, nothing sexy about it. Not a single.
Okay,
Nobody
What's
was
the
turned
OnlyFans,
on.
Mike?
What are your thoughts on that scene in the Jackass movie where they're on the treadmill and they sweat into that suit and then drink it?
I don't remember
disagree with
that
it.
one.
Yeah.
It's like a whole cup.
So sophomore. Give me a break. It was definitely a TikTok or a Facebook or one of those TikTok adjacent things that every social media platform
they all
has
just
now.
turned into TikTok. Yeah,
They all just
Yeah.
became TikTok.
Soon will become TikTok.
You're not going to try to pin anything weird on me today, Dan. I'm not going to take it. And don't anybody come in here like, well, there's a difference between weird and dumb. No, there's not. Those are not two exclusive things. Something can be dumb and weird.
It's not weird. I'll take dumb.
I might be the weird one.
Yeah, that's right.
it is dumb to put the asparagus in the thing without checking what the liquid was. It is weird to know what it is and then eat it. Like that, it's just two different things.
There
That's
was
also lazy.
There was some logic though. Well, I didn't have other asparagus. I didn't have backup asparagus.
You just don't eat asparagus that one night.
Well, what was I gonna have for my? Now my teeth fell out.
You have to
camera's-
just
Now, is
camera's
that
broken.
dumb, weird, or
trying to-
insane?
I'm trying to fix the camera.
This
I
is our
think,
own-
I think everything I did was reasonable.
This is our own Eat, Pray, Love.
No, it's not. You can't think that. That can't be your takeaway from it.
Well, considering literally everyone that knows me thinks that was insane, even for me, maybe they're all wrong.
You know, like, Dan, I've known you for quite a while as well. It's not the most insane thing.
Thank you.
I think it's just weird you didn't have asparagus in reserve. I mean, what kind of
I
grown up are
had,
you?
I had Brussels sprouts, but I had not done the research on how to properly prepare it yet, so I didn't feel comfortable
Turns out it's the
jumping
same
in.
thing. You just spray it, put it in there with some salt and pepper.
Turns
and
out that's how you do all the vegetables in the air fryer. Yeah.
Well, it can't be the same temperature and time. and
most
everything.
it could
really
be the same
doesn't matter.
temperature. Maybe the time's different, but you can check it.
Hey, Game of the Year came out over the holiday break. We recorded those podcasts
That was
while we were
fun.
all down in Los Angeles. And I suggest you go check those out. We did 4 days of podcasts, 3 days of categories, and then day 4, we crowned our Game of the Year. A lot of fun discussions, fun times were had. One of my favorite games of the years that I've done here.
Yes.
That
It
was
was
great.
a lot of fun.
We also snuck in a little Secret Santa at the tippy top of day 4. If you're a podcast listener, I suggest you check out the YouTube video for that because you need the visual component of the Secret Santa gifts that we all got for each other. A special shout out, though, to Ash, audio engineer that helped us out and hung out with us the whole time.
Mhm.
I was not expecting someone to have a live audience of a really nice and neat mixer dude, and then Zach for joining us on day 2 to help switch the cameras and everything. As always, special shouts out to Emma as well. Let's talk about games. Video
We should
games.
put a game on this list.
Get this camera working.
While Dan figures out his camera woes, I have to tell you guys about my newest addiction. And no, it's not Zin because I've kicked that habit because of Jeff Grubb. Thank you, Jeff Grubb.
You're welcome. I got you.
I'm gonna name my third dog after you. Marvel Rivals, folks, has dominated my gaming time out during the break. I'm playing too much of this game. I've not touched competitive at all. I'm just
You're
quick matching
Playing
in.
for fun?
I'm just playing for fun and having fun. Go figure. I know that it's gotten the bad rap initially because, oh, it's an Overwatch clone. Oh, I'm so sick of Marvel. But as someone like I've mentioned previously, I never got into the Overwatch boom. I am a fan of Marvel, and I do enjoy that there are an obscene amount of heroes to choose from, and there's some light variety because my TikTok algorithm won't show me cosplay ladies with sweat dripping out of their boots.
Gallon of sweat.
But it will show me different character showcases or character tutorials in Marvel Rivals, and I'll see one of those, and then I'll hop back into Marvel Rivals and just like, all right, let's go check this out. Oh, I'm really good at this. And over the span of like the 2-week break, every 2-3 days I would switch to a new hero and think that I'm absolutely amazing, but I'm still too scared to hop into competitive or ranked. But man, it's just so damn fun. Like, God, I don't care which class or I'm playing as, like whether it's the tank, DPS, or the healing class, because I feel like all of them are so well balanced enough. And because since I'm just doing the quick matches, people don't know anything about team comps. So we'll have a team full of tanks, and then no one has the ability to heal. And all right, I guess I should heal someone. or try and heal as many people as possible. So I'll just wind up popping in as Cloak and Dagger or my girl Luna Snow, and then we'll have a little rave. It's great. I'm having so much fun, guys. I would really enjoy playing with y'all again.
Yeah, we should do that again, especially once the Fantastic Four come out. I'm trying to check my like Overwatch snobbery a little bit. Like I have like two minds of the whole we're releasing 4 heroes at once thing, and like just how many heroes they release with. Because I'm like, you can't possibly balance 4 heroes at once. That's ridiculous.
And they're like, you're right, Mike Minotti. We don't care.
Right. And I'm like, yeah, maybe that's part of the problem with Overwatch is that they cared so much about balance. That the part of the reason why they cared is because there was such an influencer culture around Overwatch, and there were so many people watching these videos, and like those people would be like, well, this hero is trash and this hero's good. So everybody would be like, well, that's correct then, and that matters to what I'm doing playing in silver tier, right? It became this big problem. So yeah, maybe it's better just to discard that. I definitely want to play more. I know there's another complaint I hear about the game is just that the servers aren't amazing, and sometimes the lag can be kind of iffy here or there. I don't know how much of an actual problem that is, but I'd be down to play with some more for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I got the chance to talk to some of the Marvel Rivals team during the TGAs actually, and very cool, dope team through and through. And one of the design principles or developer principles that someone had told me was like, I just told my team to just like fucking make a dope ass game. We'll figure out all the balancing shit later. And that's why I love that they're just gonna drop 4 new characters, 4 different classes this Friday. Grub, I think you and Finelli yesterday were talking about the possibility of maybe some of the characters being paired together just because that's how Cloak and Dagger are. But no, it looks like they're going to be 4 individual characters.
4 individual characters. Yep. Yeah. And they all look really, really good.
Yeah.
They all look hot.
They look hot as hell.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh.
Dan?
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Okay.
No,
Yes.
Is it good?
Are you recording?
Man,
You're on a bad mic, Dan.
holy
Oh, hang on.
he looks
hang on.
like a bad ape.
It's going on this mic. Okay.
Yeah,
Hello. Does this
Butt
work?
Pockets.
Oh, it's
What?
so bad.
Is this good?
It's bad.
Oh.
Okay.
Did this stop your audio recording
Hang on.
software?
You ever see that image of the fish with human teeth?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah, that's good.
That's what Dan looks like right now.
Okay. I guess I can just hold this.
You can just
Point of view degreaser.
okay.
For audio listeners, Dan has switched to
A phone.
a phone for his camera. He was gone for a while when Jam was talking about his game. Dan very rudely just left to go do this, and and now he's still trying to fix it. The camera was way up close to his face. We were seeing his mouth and his eyes, and it
There
was
we
upsetting.
go. That's a wide view now. Okay, look at that. Is this all good?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes,
it's
it's great.
Good.
Okay.
good. Yeah, Marvel Rivals is great. I think there's something for everyone there, no matter what type of character action shooter you enjoy. There is a character for you. That being said, I hate everyone that plays Iron Man.
Look up.
A menace
Dan
in the
Reichert.
sky.
Oh,
Except
yeah,
Dan.
plays
Man's-
Iron Man.
Yeah, he was fun. I like
Except
him a
Dan.
lot.
Except Dan. Also, it's just so hilarious how frail Spider-Man is and how terrible I feel every time like I'll take out a Spider-Man.
Why?
Yeah.
Because,
he
like,
sucks?
No, because Spider-Man's like, oh, Peter Parker, oh no, great
Don't
power,
like
great
Spider-Man?
responsibility.
Oh,
Dan doesn't
Spider-Man
like
is a character? Oh no, I meant to say he sucks in the game as a character, but I very much think Spider-Man the character sucks ass.
Oh,
Yes, I had to stop watching that No Way Home movie that everyone said was, even if you don't like Marvel movies, try this. It's like I never stop a movie halfway through. I could not make it through that.
Okay,
No
we
Way Home.
can't-
you like
okay,
Spider-Man?
all right.
Did you
Or
like
is it
Into the
Homecoming? No, is it
Spider-Verse?
Homecoming? What was the first one with the new guy?
It was Homecoming.
That was
That
Homecoming.
one, I couldn't make it through that.
I mean, it's not a great movie. I don't. Yeah, whatever. But Spider-Man's a cool guy. Usually,
he
he's
sucks.
not being too whiny. I think. Yeah, he's
No, he's
fun.
just a
Boy.
quippy idiot kid. Like why am I rooting for this guy?
Man, you have very narrow views on what kind of heroes that you like.
Solid Snake.
Yeah, if it's
Arnold
not, yeah,
Schwarzenegger.
that's yeah. Your entire view
John
on
McClane.
what a hero is based entirely on 80s action movies.
Speaking
Yes.
about 80s action movies, Mike Minotti, I see
No.
that you've beat it. Indiana Jones.
That's right. Yes, that's something I was kind of doing through the holidays. There was finishing up Indiana Jones. It was a lot of fun. It's interesting. I hear a lot of different like people having peaks and valleys with the game. Like Jeff started kind of mellow and got high on it by the end. Dan started off pretty high, seems like, and then kind of fell off it. Didn't even finish it because the game made him
it's a
swim
really
underwater.
good game. It's a really good game, but then it made me swim and it had an instant death snake section. But and I was like, I'm good.
Didn't want to see the ending, huh?
Well, I watched you play the ending and I was like, oh man, that was pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah, that the end stuff is great. I'm not gonna spoil anything there, but like some of just like the shots that you got from it, I was like, man, if this was in a movie, this would be some iconic stuff. Probably they'd be showing this off forever. Good stuff there. Like the final kind of boss fight, I thought was all really neat. But yeah, like I feel like I'm weird because I was just basically like, I like this, and then I liked it the entire way. I never got to a section of the game where I thought the quality dipped or maybe even got significantly better. I know some people maybe don't like the third area and some of the kind of boat stuff you do there, but I'm a big fan of the boat stuff. I'm not gonna lie, Jungle Cruise, right? You know,
Yeah, I guess I could have guessed
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
yeah, so that was making me happy. It is funny because like the game's not doing any particular thing amazingly well, but it's just the right balance of all this familiar stuff, and it's a bit of a unique balance of all this familiar stuff, the exploration, the puzzle solving, right, the action that just feels really good, and it feels very Indiana Jones. Like a big part of liking the game is just I like Indiana Jones a lot, and it feels awesome to have what does feel like the best Indiana Jones story that I've seen for me since Fate of Atlantis, and then going back, maybe since Last Crusade, right? If we're talking movies, so I was very pleased with it. I had a good time with that. I hope they do more.
Yeah, that ending really does bring everything together, amplify, like it amplifies the stakes, introduce some like last new cool things, and yeah, I was really happy with it. It's a good game.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I haven't checked it out yet, but I intend to soon. Should I?
You got Game Pass again, right? It's on
Yeah.
there.
I got Game Pass again because someone said just do it. Speaking about
God?
Game Pass, yes, God. Speaking about Game Pass, something that I checked out real quick last night, and I've seen the interwebs talking about it fervently during the holiday break, is Nine Souls. Grub, you checked this out briefly, right?
I did. I'm gonna say I bounced off of it. I kind of feel bad about that a little bit because everyone seems to love it so much, and it's a Metroidvania. It should be my thing. I don't know. I don't remember a ton of it, but what I remember thinking is like some of these gimmicks are just not working for me, not clicking for me. And there was other Metroidvanias I wanted to play.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. I think I'm quicker to bounce off. I've maybe spent like 2 or so hours in, and it's pleasant. I do enjoy the character designs and how it looks.
Yeah, sure.
It based off of like any screenshots that I've seen, the game quickly derails like Grub's Holiday Train into like a different type of story, and I'm not necessarily clicking with the story. Maybe the Metroidvanias I click with kind of just dump you into the action faster. And
Is
I
that
feel
what
like
it was? That might be what it was for me. That's a shame because that's always what it is with me. I thought it was interesting this time. Never mind.
yeah, it just took quite a while to get in there. I do enjoy the pairing system. That was fun. And like the talisman blowing up stuff that you get early on in the beginning. Hey, anytime you can parry like a big gigantic character or a boss, I'm all for that. Mike, I'm curious though, how would you feel if Mega Man could parry?
Like initially I'm like, Mega Man doesn't need a parry. But then they gave Samus a parry, and that shit felt real good.
God, that's good.
Yeah.
That
What
shit
about a
felt
Mega Man
really good.
Metroidvania?
You kind of have that with the ZX games, especially Advent. You know what? Pretty good. I would love to see them go like lean really deep into that. Actually, I think it'd be fun. Like even
That'd
like
be awesome.
to the point where you have like the 8 boss stores just kind of around the world, and yeah, I'm actually surprised they haven't dived further into that role. There must be there's so many Mega Man fan games. Somebody must have just basically have made one of those at this point.
Yeah. I'm also bummed, Grub, that I haven't really clicked with Nine Souls more than I did. Maybe
Yeah, I
I'll
feel
stick
bad.
with it a bit more because I do enjoy the look. It's a pleasant cat looking person. But yeah, I don't know. After some other Metroidvanias that came out last year as well, it's kind of hard to just stick with one that isn't immediately grabbing me. Speaking about,
I think that's what the thing is. Sorry, that is the thing with Metroidvania. Is that maybe the reason I like them so much is I am usually caught in their web immediately. Like, it just like they throw me in the world, give me some stuff, be like, all right, we're gonna we'll either take the stuff away with the abilities, or we're gonna make it very clear that if you just go a little bit, you're gonna get something cool, and then that's gonna enable you to get another thing cool. I'm like, okay, I'm in the loop. Let's go. And I just didn't feel that with Nine Souls right away. And that, again, that's my impatience and stuff like that. But that's just what I like from Metroidvanias.
And real quick, somebody found the sweat video. It was just on Twitter. It turns out. Did you guys want to watch it and react to that?
Yeah, there's no pornography on Twitter.
Yeah, I sent it to our channel here. Are you sure you don't want to watch it? It's even more than I remembered. I think she's dressed up like a Evangeline character. What's that show called?
Evangelion?
Evangelion, yeah.
Jeez, get cultured, man.
right.
My bad.
Joel Osteen over here, huh? Well, watching videos on Twitter can be very tricky, whether or not it is going to be adult content or something else. But Dan, I'm assuming this is you. Tricky Madness?
Yeah, Ben Hansen told me about this. It's in early access. It's only got like 2 stages. Just look up any image or 2 seconds of video of Tricky Madness and tell me what you think of.
It's SSX. I can tell by the name.
It is seems like legally actionable SSX.
Hell yeah. That's what they should have called it.
Big ass floating snowflake score multipliers, just the way you're doing the tricks and everything. It's exactly what, like, I love snowboarding games. I love, cool borders and 1080 and all that stuff. SSX is always my number one, like, go-to. And so just playing a new thing that's being made now that is just straight up SSX makes me happy. So I didn't like Deadly Descent. I thought that one was like, we're adding like weird, like, temperature gear and stuff like that. It's like, that's not what I want for my SSX at all. It's very early access, but just playing it, it's like, oh, they got the feel right. It feels like SSX. So I will be monitoring this as it keeps going forward. But I've been playing on the Steam Deck, works great there. But it's just got like a race thing and a show-off mode. That's pretty much it.
God,
what is the agreed upon best SSX?
I recently did that top 100 of the last 25 years thing, and some people were mad at me that I put 3 instead of Tricky, and it was something I had to consider because I love both of them. Tricky is like a much better version of 1, and I like the Uber moves and all that stuff. 3 with the whole like one mountain thing and the branching paths. And I just thought there was more there to 3, but I couldn't argue anyone saying Tricky. They're both incredible games.
I think people are pretty split on that. I'm team 3, but I think it's a dead heat. I'm sorry, I gotta bring up the sweat thing one more time to defend myself. Everyone's like, how did Mike's algorithm? It was on Twitter. Somebody just retweeted it and it was on my feed, okay?
Too much.
I have to when everyone comes at me like this, all right?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of feels like we're not coming at you too hard.
Yeah.
It sounds like,
right?
Like we moved on.
Yeah. It
You
sounds like we
three
were done
silently
talking about
judge
the
me,
sweat
and I
lady.
can tell. No, the takeaway from this episode, we're dead.
Yelling more is helping your cause. Yelling more is helping you. You're seeming. This is helping. This is helping, Mike.
Weird.
This is helping, Mike.
Someone run a poll in the chat now, because I think it is a little weird how gleeful you are, Mike, and how worked up you're getting.
He looks
about
like he's
this.
vibrating.
I'm always vibrating. You know this about me. You've seen me in person. You guys haven't even watched the video yet.
I'm good. That's the point.
Videos,
Videos, they don't force you at gunpoint to watch the entirety of them. You can scroll past them.
It's just a surprising amount of sweat. It's gross.
Okay, all right.
Many people have voted that you're not weird about sweat, Mike. Don't worry. Many of them.
Fantastic. Double digits. Dan didn't get any votes when we did the poll about him being weird.
Well, Dan, we talked a bunch about the asparagus. Did you feel the need to apply mouthwash after eating a bunch of that?
Wow. Mouthwashing. Okay, this is one of those things that I thought that, like, okay, I didn't look too much into it before I played it. I was just intrigued by like the look and kind of the way people were talking about this game and stuff. People weren't spoiling anything, but just like the vibe around this game.
Have you played How Fish Are Made?
No.
Were you in the stream when I played that?
No.
Okay. Keep going.
No. So I was like, I'm just going to download this sight unseen. It was the break. I had some time. I heard it was just a couple hours long. And I was like, you know what? Even if this is not my type of thing, like I figure, because I know it was a talkie story-based thing, but I was like, it's 2 hours. I can, and that's a movie, you know? Which is why, you know, something like 1,000 Times Resist or Metaphor, I couldn't just dip my toe into that. That's a much bigger commitment.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I loved this game.
Wow.
Mouthwashing was fucking awesome. An incredibly well-told story. There's just a handful of characters. They're all extremely interesting and fleshed out. I mean, there's almost no like real gamey part of it. It is just kind of like walking from thing to thing and seeing these vignettes kind of play out and very kind of non-linear storytelling, you know, Pulp Fiction style. But yeah, just the mystery of what happened to the ship and then like learning about all these different characters. And there is a lot of like, you know, it's not full on like wrestling style, like heel babyface turns. It's much more subtle than that. But there is like, oh, okay, I'm this guy. And then it's like, wait, I think I suck. And it's like, wait, this guy sucks. It's like, wait, oh no, that's actually kind of a sad story. That's actually, that's kind of a sympathetic story. There's just a layer of depth to the characters in this game that I am not used to in games, because maybe a big part of it is because I don't seek these type of games out. I'm sure your 1,000 Times Resist and all those, you know, have plenty of deep characters, but since I don't dip my toe in there that much, I don't see it much. So
And
that's
it's not like there's a lot of 1,000 Times Resist games either.
Sure.
That
But I know
either.
Disco Elysium. Like, look, obviously there's a bunch of like deeper characters and stories and games that I haven't seen. This one I just really, really thought was incredibly well done. The aesthetic was incredible, but more than anything, just the characters themselves. I was just like,
Awesome.
this is fantastic. Yeah.
I do want to check it out now. I'm instantly drawn to the PS1 style aesthetic, of course.
I mean, I was always planning on playing this because I really did enjoy how fish are made. I believe that's how what the game is
Same
called. From
developer?
the same developer, yeah. And that's like another one that's like, is that 45 minutes, an hour? That's also worth playing. It's weird and fun. And yeah, that's a good one to like just maybe put on to begin a stream or something like that. So
this one's weird too. It's not like, you know, I didn't know if it was gonna be like a horror game or anything going in. I wouldn't call it that. It's not a scary game.
Yeah.
It is unsettling. There's definitely some stuff you have to do at times where it's like, oh, well, I don't like this. Oh, I got to go do that again. I don't like the sounds when that happens. Like it's, man, I have never played anything like it, and I really was over the moon about it.
Yeah, for folks that have played and completed Mouthwashing, I think one of the most unsettling moments for me is when you have to turn a bunch of cranks to get the right flow. I don't want to spoil anything.
Mine was having to feed something a couple times. Yeah. Didn't like that.
Very good game. But
Incredible game.
I think you're right, Dan, because I don't know. I love Metaphor. It was my #1 game on my personal list. But thinking about how much time I spent with it, I would go back and do that all again. But I just something about Mouthwashing and only spending like 2.5 hours with it, just so like it felt more powerful. But maybe that's because like I treated it like a movie of like this is a brief and concise, tight experience. If anyone has any other recs similar to Mouthwashing, please send them my way.
I was gonna throw this out as well. Yeah, I like to get the year started. I'm like, I would like to just go beat a video game, and you know what would help with that if it was like an hour to 2 hours long. And I was just thinking, I'm like, I was gonna put out, hey, please give me some recommendations. I'm gonna start with Mouthwashing.
You should. I sat down thinking like, I'll try it just to get the vibe of it, and like I just played the whole thing in a day, and I was walked away super satisfied.
Yep. But if anyone has any more recommendations, like Tiny Terry's and a short hike, things like that, give me some more of those.
Oh, I got a short one for you, Grub. That gets right into it.
Yeah,
you know
please.
You know what I started again?
Oh,
I know what it is. I know what it is. I know what it is.
I bet it was very short. Go ahead, please.
So I'm still in the tutorial, a couple hours in. It's I did decide to start Red Dead 2 again.
Why?
I'm ready. I'm ready for the turn. Join my side
because
it's good.
I embrace the turn. I embrace the coming at it from like reevaluating something in a different space, removed from expectations. I mean, we saw it happen with Death Stranding, and I was glad to do that. That was a very positive experience for me to go back and appreciate it. And it's the exact same situation with Red Dead 2. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not suddenly pro Red Dead 2 or anything, but I'm saying I'm in the right space now where it's, I am removed from the expectation. I am meeting it on its own terms. I'm not, because I'm playing through the tutorial and stuff now, and I'm remembering how I felt the first time where it's like, why is it taking me this long to open this cabinet and grab this can of beans and stuff? But I'm expecting it now this time. Also, I'm playing it on PC, and that game in 4K at 120 frames a second, holy shit, that game is what 7 years old now, and it's still just like, how does it look this incredible? So yeah, I'm playing it in a totally different circumstance now. I'm at the camp. I've started like hunting and things like that. It's still kind of teaching me the systems. There is still a lot of stuff that I'm like, oh boy, okay. So to grab stuff for my horse cargo, I got to hold this and then do this, and then to do this, there's just so many goddamn systems and control things to remember. But
have you considered? I know a lot of you guys don't normally do this, but have you considered mods to like make it more your thing?
I looked at it. I saw there were saves where it's like, oh, let's get it past. Here's a save file that puts you past the opening. I was like, no, if I'm going to do it, let's do it. And I did look into
I wouldn't do
like
that either. But like, I would like change
animation.
maybe some fundamental systems to the game. I would do that.
I glanced to see if there's like, oh, speedy animations or something like that. And there might be something like that, but I just at a certain point decided like, let's just do it proper and just see if I can meet it on its terms this time.
Sure.
So we'll see. I mean, I just kind of looked at the calendar and I was like, outside of like Donkey Kong Country, re-release, there's not a whole lot coming out in the next few weeks.
It's been nice, huh? I kind of have really enjoyed this
I
little
beat 2
break.
Castlevania games in the last couple weeks. Yeah,
Oh,
so
that's good. I should just play those. Jeez.
yeah, it turns out those are still super fucking fun.
Where did you beat those 2 Castlevania games?
On my Steam Deck.
In the
Dominus.
In the Dominus collection, Jan. That's right. Yeah.
My Steam Deck. That's the degreaser messing with your brain.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, wait, you never mentioned the part where you cut yourself with a steak knife, by the way.
Oh, or filled the room with smoke. The smoke was not from the degreaser. That was from the chicken.
The chicken.
Yeah,
That
there
was
was several
sous
different parts.
vide?
Look, what's that?
That was in the sous vide?
No, I went to go sear it in the pan afterwards, but I sprayed. I looked again. I Googled it. I was like, do I put the oil in first or do I heat it up first? And they're like, heat it up first, then put the oil in, and then quickly put the gimmick in there. And I did it. And real quick, it just started smoking everywhere.
It's probably too hot.
Probably too hot.
No, because I've seen that before, and I know my stove runs a little hot, so it said do medium-high heat, so I did a little below medium, thinking I was erring on the side of caution, and it still just filled up with smoke.
Oil is touchy. Like this is, that's fair.
But everything needs oil, so it's like I don't know how anyone cooks anything. So anyway, what were we talking about? Castlevania. Yes. I beat Dawn of Sorrow and Portrait of Ruin. Mike, I was kind of inspired by you because I thought like, oh, I'll boot up Dawn of Sorrow. I'll see how it handles kind of the touch stuff and everything and whatever. And then Mike, you were like, no, I beat all 3 of them. And it's like, oh shit, right. These aren't that long really. Even like getting the super endings. Like I did the real endings of Dawn and Portrait. And holy shit, they're just so much fun. They're like 7 or 8 hours each, even if you do the real endings. And it's interesting to go back and be like, oh, right, Dawn of Sorrow was the first one on the DS. So like that did have a little bit of like drawing the seals and breaking
Gimmicked up.
It gets gimmicked up a little bit. And Portrait of Ruin, I don't think there was any touchscreen stuff in Portrait. I can't imagine.
I think they got the backlash from people being like, this is just getting in the way. Like that was in the reviews, like useless touchscreen stuff. So they always sort of overcompensated for those things and then follow up.
Yeah.
We'll do that with Order of Ecclesia too. That's where it's like, oh, the formula is getting a little bit stale. So now they were going to vastly change up the formula with the Order of Ecclesia.
I remember loving Order. I remember that being like a pretty difficult one. So I think I am going to move on to Order. But overall, I'd say I like Dawn better. I really just love that soul system that was in Aria of Sorrow also, where you just kill things, then you get their powers. Portrait does the gimmick where you're swapping between the characters. And there's some interesting things you can do there and how they play off each other and do tag team attacks and stuff. But ultimately, I think I like Dawn better.
I remember really liking some of the boss fights in Portrait. Like it was neat how you have a kind of... There was like the death boss fight, and it kind of had these phases that made you switch between the 2 characters. And then, like, I think at the end, too, because you have 2, the final boss fight isn't just Dracula. It's like Dracula and Death. Yeah. So it's a 2v2. I'm like, that's pretty neat.
It's a tornado tag against Dracula.
It's a tornado
and Death.
tag.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And did you do the... I think you had to for the right ending, but that optional Richter fight, that's real hard.
Yeah, well, you don't have to do that. That's just to get the vampire killer.
That's right, yeah.
So the thing you have to do to get the real ending is you have to get that sanctuary spell for Charlotte, and you have to like de-vampire those 2 sisters.
Right. All that stuff, yeah. But did you do the optional Richter fight still?
Yeah,
it was fun. That's a hard fight.
Yeah, it was fun. I got the whip that like homes in, the like Nebula whip or whatever. And so I just kept jumping and just like whipping down at them. Like those games kick ass. They were just like every second I'm playing them. Oh, they're just so good.
Yeah, Order Ecclesia is also a ton of fun. The formula swap is nice, and it is definitely the hardest one, which kind of makes things interesting.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
It's just a fantastic collection. So glad they did that and absolutely killed it.
It's just, I've been watching Kayla play through Symphony for the first time. So while she's been playing Symphony, I've been playing these on the Steam Deck. And it's just like, I'm thinking about like those 7 games specifically.
Yeah.
Symphony, the 3 GBAs, the 3 DS ones. And now that they're all in these collections, they're all easily playable. It's just like, what a fucking killer set of games.
Symphony of the Night
Symphony's
is
the
not,
weird one.
It's where you can't play it on Switch, which drives me crazy.
I know, but you can play it on Xbox and PlayStation.
I know.
Is Igarashi doing a follow-up to Bloodstain?
I hope so, because I fucking loved Bloodstained too.
Bloodstain's really good. Yes.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's happening. Yeah.
Mike,
Okay.
I saw you said you liked Curse of the Moon a lot. I did too. The NES style one and
Yeah, that was
the,
awesome.
They made a
Metroidvania.
sequel of that too. That was great also.
That's just
Yeah.
the best.
Mike,
Yep.
Mike Minotti, you've been playing your own collection of older games here. I see you've been playing Phantasy Star 1.
Yeah, so I finished Dragon Quest 3 HD2D and had a great time. And like once I was done with that, and it was still sort of this holiday break, I'm like, I still actually just want to play old JRPGs. It turns out, and the Sega Ages version of Phantasy Star 1 was on sale on Switch, and this is so this was a Master System JRPG. Came out just 1 year after Dragon Quest, so still very much like influenced by that. It's very early on.
I think there's like a chance someone listening doesn't actually know what the Master System is.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Master
definitely.
System
Yeah.
was that was Sega's console before the Genesis. It was like their NES competitors, their 8-bit console. And it's weird because like, playing this doesn't have like retouch graphics or anything, the Sega Ages version. It is just that game, but it's like, oh man, this is like looks noticeably better than any NES game would. It's just more colorful. You don't have as much. Maybe the screen flickering was a thing that was there and isn't. But yeah, the Master System was more powerful than the NES. It just still wasn't as big of a hit because Nintendo was so big. Unless you lived in Brazil, they loved the
very popular in
Masters.
Brazil.
They loved
Yep.
the Master System there. But no, gosh, that was such a fun sort of thing to do, especially Christmas week. Every night was playing through this very old JRPG, and the Sega Ages version does have some nice quality of life stuff. Like it has a whole Sega Ages mode that turns down the encounter rate a bit and increases the EXP and gold you get from each fight. So it still compensates. So you still would go through a dungeon and get the same amount of experience and money that you should get, just without having to grind out quite as many fights. You know me, I don't mind grinding that much, but it still is a nice quality of life thing. There's just like easily accessible menus that explain what all the spells and all the equipment do. It's still, a very old JRPG, so having a guide online to kind of give you a little help what to do. You could be very old school and just go in blind and explore and talk to every townsperson and kind of figure it out. But it's, I don't mind having that guide help me there. What's neat is like, back then this game had that first person dungeon crawling thing, right? Where it's like, whoa, it looks like it's like 3D kind of, because you're going down these corridors, you're turning left and right. Some NES games did that. I think like the Friday the 13th game or Fester's Quest, I think, has some of these. You know what I'm talking about.
Right,
that
Fester's
thing.
Quest.
Oh yeah.
Fester's Quest. And I'm like, there's still something charming about all of this.
Oh God. Fester's Quest, Minotti Blight Club. He could be Fester.
He just has a Quan Chi makeup.
Oh my God.
Is Fester's Quest that bad? I guess
Yes,
it's pretty bad.
I owned it as a kid when I had all the patience in the
Everybody
world.
owned it. Well, everybody
Everyone.
acquired it. I don't know if I actually owned it technically.
Everybody had Fester's
Sucks
Quest somehow.
So fucking bad.
It's
Yes, that
Sunsoft,
would
though.
be-
The music's good.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Okay.
I'm writing this down.
Okay.
I won't say anything. I won't say anything that will
That's
dissuade the decision for
Mitch's
Fester Quest. Mitch's Quest. I already looked like Uncle Fester the first time I tried to be Quan Chi.
Yeah,
'cause I
that's
never
why
did it.
you
Yeah,
already
we're
know
doing
how
that
to
again,
do
brother.
it.
I probably still have the white makeup. Great. But yeah, it was just a really pleasant playthrough to Phantasy Star 1. The whole aesthetic of Phantasy Star is really nice. The kind of colorful space thing. I don't know what you call it, but in Dragon Ball, like where Bulma lives, everybody lives in like these giant domes or capsules.
Yeah.
Like it's dome sci-fi. It's not quite Jetsons. It doesn't have that 50s Americana spin to it. It's this 80s anime. Everyone's living in domes and they're all like colored purple. I like
it.
that aesthetic a lot. So
Oh, yeah.
Phantasy Star is cool. I wish it would make all these franchises coming back. And I love Phantasy Star Online. I would love if they made an actual new like single player Phantasy Star JRPG. I played 4 before the for Genesis, and that's awesome. Haven't played 2 or 3. I know people don't like 3. I might do that. But yes, I beat that, and I still Jan. My craving for classic JRPGs was not satiated.
Yes. Mike, you talk about the circular houses, and you know what else is circular? Maybe spherical, even.
Yes.
This is where you fill in the blank.
Oh, I say Earth.
That's right. Earthbound.
That's right, Earthbound.
That's right, Dan. The Earth is round.
Gosh, I still just craved more. Especially, I love playing these games in bed. It's kind of my cozy, like, oh, I'm gonna play an hour or two of a JRPG, and then I'm gonna fall asleep. And Earthbound has been such a blind spot for me as somebody who loves Nintendo and JRPGs. I've started it many times before in the past, like ever since like the Super Nintendo was originally a thing and renting it. And I always had a little bit of difficulty getting too far into it. And now, especially, during when I was sick, I played a lot of it. I almost beat it. I'm almost there already. And yeah, I'm totally getting it. The quirkiness is really fun. It's never like a hilarious game, right? But it's a lot of like,
Yeah, it's sensible
Right.
chuckle the game. Yeah.
a lot of sensible chuck, just realizing,
That's us.
I started in one net, then I go to this town called like Twoford or something, and then Threed. I'm like, oh, I get it. They're just numbering the towns. That's neat, right? You go talk to a dog in the store, and the dog's like, I have been possessed by the spirit of the game developer. I'm going to explain to you how equipment works. I'm like, that's good. that's very good. I think what helps too is that I've played so much more like Dragon Quest now, and that's really much more what this is like. It's a lot like Dragon Quest, more so than it's like a Final Fantasy per se, with some of that old school stuff. Especially like the one thing that I bet will grate people and even grates me a little bit is the strict inventory stuff, where each character has their own inventory and it's kind of limited, and even key items and the like equipped stuff you have is going to take up slots there. So constantly sort of juggling the equipment and transferring it between people. You have to like call your sister and she'll send somebody to pick up stuff you don't want. So that is maybe a little bit of a hassle. But otherwise, the charm still holds up really well. A lot of ways it holds up a lot better than a lot of the other 16-bit games. The translation is really good. And maybe that's just because like having the translation be a little bit off, which always happens with these games, works really well for Earthbound because the whole thing is kind of off anyways. But yeah, super having fun with that. I'm trying to figure out if I want to just do Mother 3 right after this, because I'm still a sap and I'm holding out hope that we just actually get Mother 3 released here someday. I don't have a problem with, doing a fan translation, but, I would prefer to do an official release.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead,
I have a
Jeff.
question. Yes. Why was the Earthbound box big?
Because it came with a strategy guide, because they were convinced kids would get lost. And, again, I do have a guide open on my phone a lot of times when I'm playing the game just to make sure I know what I'm doing. But yeah, I wondered that too as a kid. I was like, why is this so big? I assumed it came with like a multi-tab or something,
Yes,
right?
I think that's what I assumed. I saw like multiple characters in the art, and I'm like, oh, it must be a multi-tap, must be a multiplayer game. I wish I had friends. And then I didn't buy it.
Very much a single player thing. Yeah, it just came with the guide, which that's kind of nice. That's smart.
Speaking about round things, these are occasionally round. And Dan, I'm going to assume you put this on the dock. Berries.
Yeah. You guys like messed around with these?
Like the fruit?
Yeah. Like blue, black, straw, rasp.
Yeah.
Like
Not
they
a
are.
fan.
You're working me, right? Like you didn't
No.
put
Do
berries.
you know bananas
on
are
the-
berries? Bananas are berries too.
The thing is, I've known about.
didn't know that.
I've been comfortable with bananas my whole life.
Okay.
I've never really thought about berries before.
Wait, no, this is the stuff that goes on the top of the show.
I know, but I just wanted to like make sure there was a specific shout out for berries, because like I got this like multi-pack of berries. I got one that's just strawberries and one that's blue, black, and rasp. And I will just like normally I would just go eat a bunch of Starburst or something. And now I only have healthy food in the house. I'm doing this whole health gimmick. And I'll just like eat a couple raspberries and I'll be like, this kicks ass. It has so much flavor in like one berry. It's got a fun texture. They got like little weird hairs on them. It is like, seriously, I'm like over the moon about berries right now.
Is anyone else imagining Dan as like a hunter-gatherer and like a tribe, just being
No.
so excited about the berries coming
I'm
in?
actually imagining the exact opposite. Like all these other people are hunting and gathering like berries, and he's just like, "What the fuck's that?" And then like finally, 40 years later, he tries one. He's like, "Oh, this is what you guys were doing."
I was only eating tallow until now.
I had so many opportunities because Ben Hansen at his old place, he used to have a raspberry bush.
Big
And,
berry
like,
guy.
Well, yeah, whenever we'd be like walking into his house, like we'd be coming back from somewhere, he would just pick a raspberry off and eat one. And he'd be like, try one of these, just try one. I'd be like, no, you just picked it right off of the bush. There's no way that's safe. And now that I went to Whole
the
Foods,
factory.
no, it has a bar. I need a barcode on my food.
It hasn't been degreased yet.
Yeah. So now that I know they're safe and I just bought it from Whole Foods from the Amazon Corporation, I'm like, oh shit, this is fucking incredible.
What was it that you were
Bezos
like?
berries.
How do the peanuts get the shell? Is that what you were? Is that
That's
you?
right. That was him. You
Oh,
thought
that
they
was
maybe
me. I haven't thought about that
assembled them
since
in
then.
the show.
Yeah, I haven't thought about
That's
that in
just
a while.
dumb. That's not weird.
Wait, okay. Say raspberry.
Raspberry.
Okay, now let's. This is what I always get hung up on this one because it's always weird how to spell this one. Dan, you're good at spelling. How do you spell raspberry?
Raspberry.
Yeah, where?
It's like
What's the P doing in
raspberry.
there?
I don't know,
Yeah,
it just sneaks in there. It's like the extra R in February.
yeah,
you know?
February. You're right,
February,
February. Yeah.
Or Wednesday.
Yeah, it's one of them.
Wet NES Day. That's the only way I
Yeah,
learned that.
I did that too.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. Yeah,
All
no,
right,
but just
well-
big berry guy now.
All right, cool. Shouts out to
Berry's
berries,
Cream Boy.
I guess.
Also, my nutritionist dietitian lady said that cheese sticks are good, and so I eat a bunch of cheese sticks now, and it's healthy.
Well,
You know, in moderation,
Dan.
right?
I know.
Okay.
I sneak them in there. Yeah.
Oh God. Well, I'm glad that berries are lighting up your life, Dan. But it seems like Mike Minotti's soul is still dark, perhaps for the third time.
Yeah, I just started Dark Souls 3 actually just last night. I did Dark Souls 1 and 2 last year and enjoyed them. Dark Souls 2 definitely has some weirdness to it. That's like one of the best things about starting Dark Souls 3 is just that a lot of the Dark Souls 2 weirdness isn't really there. It just immediately feels a little bit better to play. It's just snappier. All the movement stuff feels right. The characters aren't like perfectly magnetized onto me when they're swinging around. So yeah, I don't have a ton to say. Just like this game is still very pretty, by the way, because it's just a bit newer than 1 and 2. Like I think it originally came out like the Xbox One, PS4 era, so still gorgeous. Lots of fun lighting stuff. I am doing a dexterity build this time. That's exciting. Yeah, I'm off the strength train. I'm dual wielding scimitars or something. So I'm like, it's a little bit of an adjustment because I'm dodging instead of blocking. And I don't have range, and I'm attacking multiple times to kill people, and I'm attacking very quickly. But yeah, so far, just very impressed with Dark Souls 3. I'm excited to dive much deeper into that.
Hell yeah. Love a good dex build. You need
Is
a
that
lot
like
of
good for arrows and stuff?
I don't think any. I mean, I think in general, you don't really want to be using bow and arrows in Dark Souls, except to like kite people and to cheese stuff.
So is it like
Or
an
like doing a
agility thing
challenge
more?
run.
It's like a speed agility type situation.
Dexterity. Yeah, I think
It's
if
gonna enable you to
somebody's
use stuff like
dexterous,
katanas and stuff, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like in video game terms, yeah, it's like, yeah, so you're going to use like the more swift weapons, yeah, kind of a thing, instead of like a giant berserker sword.
Cool.
I assume you need a lot of dexterity to be swift because I think birds dual wield wings to fly. And I haven't developed the rest of this segue. I'm just going to
Keep
go
going.
rogue.
Work it out.
I'm just going to go rogue and just toss it to Grub, who's
For
been
Rogue
playing.
Flight.
Yes, that's right.
Good job. I do not remember who recommended Rogue Flight, but someone maybe in chat did. It is a Star Fox like, and there's been a handful of those recently. And I think this one is so there's two paths people take when they're making a Star Fox like, right? They're like, let's just make fucking Star Fox again. And I respect that and I want that. But this one's like, no, let's take Star Fox and like as if we were going to make it today, but it's still clearly Star Fox. So it's, on rails shooter, you got the cursor. I guess it's kind of like Rez. I don't know why I don't like Rez, but I don't like
It's
Rez.
because it's not that good and it's overrated.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
That must
I
be
agree.
it. Yeah.
It's for all those ravers out there. We're
Yeah,
not ravers.
but-
yeah.
No, we're definitely
This
Oh,
not.
let's
is-
go to a rave. Let's go.
No,
Absolutely not.
I can't. I would rather go to the gathering of the Juggalos. I mean it.
Oh, of course.
Well,
yeah.
that'll be
Yeah.
fun. That'll be
Yeah.
funny, is why.
They probably like wrestling more.
But Rogue Flight is it's got like 80s anime aesthetic, and that it's actually pretty good. I think there's a bit too much story. I ended up skipping the cutscenes to get right into it. But the action is very intense. They send just waves of enemies at you. It has a good combo system where as long as you are killing enemies within so much time, it makes the ping noise, and the ping increases in frequency, in pitch every time you get another part of the combo. So it's like ding, 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 ding. Like, and that of course always feels good. it's pretty complex in terms of like what you're able to do at any one time. You hold A to fire your weapon. You're firing your weapon constantly. You of course can paint enemies with the reticle by holding down left trigger to lock onto them and send missiles at them. Yeah, it's one of those games. But also if you do a right stick, if you press forward, you'll boost forward. If you right stick right or left, you'll do like this tail whip move that sends your thrusters whipping behind you, and like it can like destroy anything that gets caught in that path. So it's like you're just like whipping an energy beam at this group of enemies, and they all just blow up, and it goes in slow motion, and it looks really cool, and it feels very cool. There's power-ups, and as long as you don't die, you keep your power-ups from level to level. So now I've got, a bunch of things around me firing laser blasts, and I have a spread beam now. It's solid. It is definitely just another one of these, but I think it's my favorite of the games that are trying to be like Star Fox.
I mean, in terms of another one of these, like this is the genre I would like more ones of those. I feel like that it's like that, Tony Hawk's and Twisted Metals. Like I want more of those. That's not even a genre because they made like a handful of series that were good and they stopped making them, and I want more of them.
Yep, and I think that this is showing me that there's more to tap into here. I think I'm still on my first run. I'm assuming that because it's called Rogue Flight, there's some like rogue-like elements to it.
It,
But
it has that tag on Steam. It has the roguelike tag. So.
Thank you. Okay. So I'm like, I could see how that could be pretty cool as well. And I'm like, Star Fox as a roguelite, that's just what they should do. I guess was Star Fox 2 technically kind of a roguelite in some ways?
Sure.
I love that we can just talk about Star Fox 2 like it's a real game now, because it kind of is.
It is a real game.
One of the neater things Nintendo did in a while, huh?
Honestly, that was like shocking when they said that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I recommend it.
It almost messes me up. Like this game came out in October and it looks great. It has like very positive Steam reviews. It's like I never heard anybody talk about this. Right?
Yeah,
it's
like
almost like
130
scary.
reviews, yeah,
It must be hard to make games. One more thing, because I look at this and I see like again that 80s anime aesthetic you're talking about. I'm like, oh, I love the way that looks. And I liked it in Phantasy Star. And is this me being a nostalgic asshole really liking that more than a modern anime look? Because it's like I was watching a lot of anime when I was a kid. I guess I was definitely around it. Is it just maybe aesthetically more interesting in some way, or am I a jerk?
Oh, preferences. Right?
I think it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I think it is a nostalgic jerk in the fact that, it feels cool to see the thing you saw maybe like in a magazine as a kid, and it was maybe a little bit elusive. But I also think in some ways that, this is me being an outsider, but this is like when I look at anime, it does feel like it's homogenized in a lot of ways. A lot of similar influences affecting all of the anime aesthetics out there. Yeah. And so that's why I look at many of them like, this kind of looks like a lot of the other stuff that's out there.
The same thing with film, right? There's like a whole like decades of film that look exactly
Without
alike.
a doubt.
Nothing is discernible, right?
I like things that look like that one Daft Punk music video.
Yeah. And that's what this looks like.
You speaking of that, you mentioned when I was talking about Castlevania something about how like there was a shift to more anime style that like people didn't like, and like I don't remember like what were you referring to?
The portraits, like the character portraits and stuff, and starting in Dawn of Sorrow.
Yeah,
there's like that bland, just kind of like very flat anime style. Whereas before that, in Symphony, in the Game Boy Advance ones, there's that very stylized. I forget the artist's name, but it's the box art. It's that box art look that those games had.
And did the GBA ones have that too?
The GBA ones had it, and then Dawn of Sorrow and Portrait of Ruin like shifted hard to this really like very flat, bland, and it's weird because they look like Fox Kids characters, but they're still like fighting naked demon ladies and like cutting them in half and stuff.
Okay,
and
I can see that.
They course corrected a bit in Order of Ecclesia. Yeah, here I'm gonna find you like the box art for Aria of Sorrow and then Dawn of Sorrow. You'll see the difference.
Find the right one for Dawn of Sorrow.
The one where it's the box on the box?
Yes.
Yeah. I love that one.
It's so good. I want to get that. I want to get that copy of that game.
Actually, I should do that too. That's so stupid.
Folks, I think it's time to take a quick bricky break, and we'll be back with some video game news. I think I might go check out Disco Elysium for the first time.
I was playing that a few months back and really got back into it. I should finish that game because I think it's really good.
Grub, you know what we actually have to do is and I have to play Baldur's Gate 3 together.
Why do we have to do that?
You and I have to complete the story together so Mike Minotti will get a tattoo of your choosing.
Yes, this is correct. Now, Mike's confident we won't do this, and for good reason. But I think we can do it.
Just do
think
whatever
we
you got to
can
do to fill the. You just got to see credits, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to accept cheating.
Okay,
What?
but what if it's like cheesing?
Yeah,
Like, it
like no
depend- like-
glitches, glitchless.
yeah, look, I'll
Do you want
know
to
it when I
assi-
see it.
Do you want
Don't
to
worry.
assign an unbiased third party to decide if what we're doing crosses the line
I'll
or
be
not?
that person.
It'll be Dan
No,
Record.
not Dan. Absolutely not Dan. Yeah, maybe.
Okay, we'll ask who's played. Has Emma played a lot of Baldur's Gate 3? I don't know.
I don't know.
I have.
Yeah, but
I have a brother who has. He would
That-
love
that
to see me
doesn't-
get a tattoo. He'd be somewhat impartial.
okay. All right.
Sarah
Oh, God.
Podgorski is a BG3 sicko. Okay, we can maybe
Can we-
ask Sarah.
With the tattoo, you know how like with Blake Club, you know that you don't know the game typically unless you're on the air starting it. Can it be a thing where can we shoot a thing where we go into the tattoo parlor and Mike doesn't know what the tattoo is going to be?
No, I am definitely going to vet it. This is
Can,
not.
can your
look,
brothers vet it?
I'm still partial to the one that we all enjoyed. I don't know if you guys remember it.
I don't remember.
It is upside down pineapple with the Mickey Mouse ears.
So I'm going to be clear. Look. If it's something ridiculous, I just won't do it. You'll call me a liar, and I'm not good at my word. But whatever.
Well,
Whatever-
I thought you liked that one. I'm like, I thought that was right on the line of.
No, that's a bit much.
It's a bit
much.
Okay. Well,
The
listen,
pineapple?
you can keep it hidden.
What am I
Yeah,
supposed
so
to think about the
Upside
pineapple?
down pineapple is a sign to swingers that you're ready to swing.
Yes, that you're down. That you're
They're
DTF.
just carrying pineapples around
No,
everywhere?
no.
At the grocery
like
store.
They'll yeah.
What?
Swinger couples will put a pineapple upside down in their shopping cart to signify to other people they're down to
At
climb.
the grocery store?
Yes,
That's where
or
swingers meet.
on cruises they'll
Yeah.
decorate
Okay.
their door. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get a picture of it. Sometimes it'll do. Yeah.
Sometimes you
Okay.
get a tattoo of one with Mickey Mouse ears.
Oh, I see. That is very funny. Yeah. Yeah. That's funny for like 3 reasons. Like the fruit thing, the
Uh-huh.
Mickey thing. Yeah, okay, that's good.
Kind of across the board there, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I need to go take a break, and we'll be back with some video game news. Just gonna sit outside and think for a bit. See you after that. Jeff Grubb news. I don't know what's going on. News of Jeff
Sweat.
Grubb.
What if it was the spaceship Earth sphere with Mickey Mouse ears? That sounds like a tattoo you would agree to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The problem is like that's so close to just the tattoo I've always wanted to actually get, which
Don't
is
do
the
that.
So yeah,
That's not
spaceship
funny.
Earth symbol.
That's not
Okay.
funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, never
Do you want
mind.
to just call
Spaceship-
it off now?
It's
Can I just call this off now?
Spaceship Earth is the spiky ball, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the golf ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do something normal that he would like. It's
But
not
if it's
normal.
upside
but,
down.
you know what I
I'm
mean.
not gonna let him tattoo something ridiculous on me.
Two
That's the whole point.
spaceship Earth balls, and then like a long tunnel, like on
Like a
top of
churro.
it. Like like a
Oh,
churro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Earth balls. Oh, yeah, that's great. I see, yeah. That's a penis.
Sean, you got
Anyway,
that?
news. PlayStation showed up to CES and said TV. They had a bunch of movies and television shows to talk about, I guess. Ghost of Tsushima Legends anime series is coming to Crunchyroll in 2027, which isn't a real year.
my
Helldivers feature film is in development at Sony Pictures. Until Dawn live action film releases on April 25th. Set in the same universe as the game, as I guess I would assume.
Thank God.
Yeah. New Lego Horizon Adventures music video has been teased. Horizon Zero. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Horizon Zero Dawn live action film is in development. Retells Aloy's origin story.
So
This
Oh, good.
That's interesting because they were
Right.
making a show that was going to be like a whole prequel show and then canceled that. And like, let's
Yeah.
just make a movie based off the game. That'll be a lot easier.
Yeah, everything I
Yeah.
always heard about that show is they had a lot of problems back, one way or the other. The Last of Us location-based immersive experience is in proof of concept phase. I guess it's like one of those
Oh,
like VR things.
or like an
Oh.
escape room.
Like the Void.
Maybe.
Remember the Void at Downtown
Yeah, the
Disney?
Void.
Those were fun.
They still have the voids around places, right?
I don't want that. Why would anyone want that?
What,
Yeah,
but
that's
you don't want
weird.
to go in the world of The Last of Us where you live in a dirty camp and zombies kill your friends and then the other humans also kill your friends and then you get sad about it.
Ooh, okay,
I'm
never
sad
mind. That does
about
sound
plenty
nice.
of things already.
The Last of Us season 2 is releasing in April on Max, and they released a new teaser trailer. Yeah, lots of. I mean, we've known for a while that Sony's been like, hey, we have a movie division and we have a game division that's doing very good. We should make movies based on those games. It doesn't seem like they're abandoning that anytime soon. Sounds like they're doubling
Nope.
down.
Yeah.
Breaking news. I did just buy the stupid box, Dawn of Sorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart. God, it really was.
Yes.
Gosh, now you need to get that Batman Arkham City Game of the Year edition
Yes.
to go next to it.
What was that one?
That was
That
the
one's
one
got,
that's just plastered in like box
Full
quotes.
quotes.
Was
It's
it the
nothing but
Armored
box quotes.
Edition thing?
No, that's the Wii U
Wait,
one. This is just the
right.
Game of the Year edition for Arkham
Sound like an
City.
idiot, Dan, mixing up your Armor division and Game of the Year division
I'm
of
sorry.
Batman.
I'm sorry.
Nvidia announced the next gen RTX 5090 and 5080 GPUs. AMD also announced their new GPUs, but there's just more details on the Nvidia ones. The 5090 is going to be $2,000. The 5080 is going to be $1,000. The 5090 is going to be twice as powerful as the 4090. Yeah, they're going to have DLSS 4 ready to go for these, with includes multi-frame generation, which generates up to 3 additional frames per traditional frame. So,
Grub, you're my guy for this stuff since you know this stuff well. Do I need to get this?
so you definitely don't need to get this. You have a 4090 in your system, and games have already mostly not taken advantage of the 4090. So you don't need it. But
When do I need it?
I mean, if I were in your shoes, which I guess I am, exactly, because I have the same exact computer that you do,
And job.
Huh.
Yes.
and job. I listen. If Nvidia wants to send us one, I'm going to take it. If
That's a good. I will also adopt that stance.
Yeah, me too.
if I have to buy one, I'm going to be waiting until the 6 series, the 60 series.
So I have a 3070 Ti right now.
yeah, the TI,
So I've been
yeah.
actually paying attention to this. Normally, a video card is all over my head, but I've been following this announcement. I want to upgrade this year, and I'm pretty happy with that 5080 price, 1,000. That seems reasonable, actually. I think I was preparing
days,
myself
yeah,
for
I
a lot
guess.
worse.
Yeah.
I feel pretty good that I didn't buy a PlayStation 5 Pro. Is how I feel, right?
Yep. There's also, like, as Sean and Chess pointed out, but they announced the 5070 Ti, the 5070. The 5070 is apparently going to have about 4090 performance at $550. It will also have DLSS 4. So, if you have a super high refresh rate monitor that does 4K and you want to get 120, 200 frames per second in 4K, maybe the 5090 makes sense at that point. But if you're only playing at 120 frames per second, and now I say only because that's
right.
like that's crazy, but only 120 frames per second, you're probably fine still with the 4090.
It's funny. I'm a frame rate snob, Mike. I know you are too. And like 30 to 60, I can tell immediately. I just want to barf at 30. But
Yes.
60 to 120, it's like I think I can notice, but it's not anywhere near
The
the.
diminishing returns on that is massive, and I'm even realizing like 30 to 45 is actually where I'm at. If I play at 45 on the Steam Deck, it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
little bit hard for me
It's
to
not-
tell the difference between 45 and 60. A
Sure.
little bit. Not
Yeah.
impossible, but yeah. Lenovo reveals new Legion Go handhelds. Lenovo is launching the Legion Go S, a handheld gaming PC that will be the first outside of Valve to ship with the Steam OS platform. The Legion Go S is a new and improved version of Lenovo's 8-inch handheld with a 120 hertz variable refresh rate screen and a new AMD Ryzen Z2 Go chip. Lenovo will also ship a Windows version of Legion Go S. That version will be $730. The Steam OS version will be $500. Now, the Steam OS version has less RAM and less storage, about half the storage, but it probably will have very similar performance, even with the less RAM, because the RAM is needed for running Windows in the background and stuff like that. So that's why the Windows version is a little bit more pricey and beefy. Lenovo's also going to have the Legion Go 2 later this year. So the Go S is happening now, and that'll have this improved chip. And then the Go 2 will have an even more improved version of that chip, the Z2 Extreme. And they haven't set a price or anything like that. But yeah, I have the Lenovo Legion Go.
Mhm.
It's big and beefy and weird.
Yeah, you
And-
brought that to, was it the Game Awards last year?
Yeah, that must have been it, right? Yeah, that sounds right. Because I think I was trying to like finish up. Maybe it
Avatar.
was Summer Game Fest.
Oh, Summer Game Fest. Yeah. That
Yeah.
thing was gigantic.
It's gigantic. Yeah. But I mean, I guess I'm glad that other companies are starting to launch with Steam OS. That'll keep that as a reason for Windows to improve its experience on handheld, because SteamOS maybe could eat into that market share a little bit on this side of things and force some competition there. Yeah, let's see. Also Acer announced a big 11-inch handheld that is massive. It's got like
It's too big.
it is absurd. Yes, and you should look up pictures of people holding it if you haven't. It is like
What's it
they're
called?
holding I don't know, a slate sent down from God. It's crazy.
It's a Steely. It's a Steely
It's
from
a Steely,
Indiana
yes,
Jones.
a Steely and from Giza, yeah. Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 will launch this year, according to Toby Fox. Toby Fox took to Blue Ski, and reconfirmed that both those episodes will launch this year. Mike, have you played any of the Deltarune chapters?
Yeah, I played Deltarune Chapter 1. It was really good. And I think I know Chapter 2 came out. I think I was a little bit like, I think I want to wait till maybe the whole thing is out now and then maybe even replay Chapter 1 and just play through it as a full game. So yeah, I'm glad that is happening. Oh yeah, check it out once it's all there.
Yep. Is Chapter 4 the final chapter, or?
I think so. I think that's right. But maybe I'm not sure. Chat can maybe help me there.
U.S. has blacklisted Tencent over alleged ties with the Chinese military. Tencent, a major player in the video game industry, is facing problems due to alleged ties with the Chinese military. The U.S. Defense Department has blacklisted the company, which could result in it being delisted from the U.S. stock exchange and other markets. This news has already impacted Tencent's shares and could have significant financial consequences for the company and its subsidiaries, which includes Riot Games. Tencent also faced scrutiny over its board members serving on rival companies' boards and its ownership stakes in other game developers like From Software and Ubisoft. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say real quick. Apparently, there's going to be 7 chapters of Deltarune. So, okay, we got a ways to go there. Well, this is interesting because, like, what could be the repercussions of this? There's Tencent has investments and whatnot in so many games now.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it could be a situation where it's similar to ByteDance and TikTok, where they might be forced to sell or something like that. Probably not going to get that far. Or Tencent's like, this is clearly a mistake. Let's get this figured out. It's probably not a mistake, but I don't know how rigid the United States government wants to be about this. But it's possible that this could have ramifications of a lot of money that a lot of developers are relying on comes from Tencent that could dry up, go away, or at least cool off, and that could be a problem for a lot of people making games. But yeah, this is going to be. It's only going to get more complicated with the new administration that is going to want to increase the rivalry with China, and there's going to be a trade war, and that trade war could manifest as things like this, where these countries do things to cause problems for major corporations based in each of these countries. So yeah, this is probably only going to get more complicated in the next year or two. Court docs reveal Call of Duty games cost up to $700 million to make. The development costs for Call of Duty titles Black Ops 3, Modern Warfare 2019, and Black Ops Cold War were revealed to be between $450 million and $700 million. These figures were revealed in a court filing that included post-launch support and content. In comparison, The Last of Us Part 2 cost around $220 million to develop. I think Spider-Man 2, that one was $300 million, right? I think that's what that number was
right.
at. I mean, I get it. Makes sense. You can do things fast. You can do them inexpensively, or you can do them good, and you could choose two of those. And they always put out a Call of Duty every year, and they're pretty decent. So the only way they could do that is spend a lot of money. But I guess I didn't think it would be $700 million.
Right.
So a lot of money.
So much of that is the post-release support that's being accounted in this too, right? All the new content, all just the people monitoring things and fixing things, keeping the servers going. But woof, I'm excited that, within 10 years, maybe we're going to get to that $1 billion Call of Duty game. I can't wait to see what that looks like.
Yep, it's probably not too far off because, this is Black Ops Cold War, which was that 2020?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, so we were a couple past that because there's
been a lot of inflation since then. So,
oh boy,
we might be at the $1 billion Call of Duty game right now.
Oh yeah,
but we'll find out. Ex-Annapurna video game staff to absorb former Take-Two indie label Private Division. This is, I think this got reported this morning. So I was kind of catching up on this as we were getting ready to start. But I'll try to do my best here. Former Annapurna Interactive staffers who resigned last summer will take over the portfolio of Private Division, a label formerly owned by Take-Two Interactive Software, Inc. Private Division was sold in November to Haveli Investments, a private equity firm based in Austin. Haveli struck a deal with ex-Annapurna staffers to fund their new company and place them in charge of distributing the former Private Division titles, including Tales of the Shire and Kerbal Space Program series. some of the 20 employees inherited by Haveli when it purchased Private Division will be laid off as part of the new arrangement. That's kind of crappy, but yeah, this is a weird one because these people were working at a different different indie publishing label over at Annapurna. That stuff kind of fell apart. They all left together. And it was like, are they going to start their own thing? It's like, kinda, they're going to take over Private Division. So just this weird way of like keeping Private Division going.
Like a weird shuffling around of all of these people and entities, right?
Yes, just overall, yeah, a bizarre move, as Snacked Edge says in chat. Let's see. Balatro mod, Jimbo's Big Naturals is a lot funnier and safer for work than it sounds. This is someone that just sent this to me. You ever see those Big Naturals mods for like games like Skyrim? Someone did one of those for Balatro, but it's just more of a joke.
Yeah,
where it's
Dan,
like,
you ever see the Big Naturals mod for Skyrim?
I can't say that I have.
if you ever like search mods for Skyrim on YouTube, it's unavoidable. Everyone's like, this is of course what you want. So it's like a kind of a meme in the modding community. So someone made a mod for Balatro that gives all the Jokers Big Naturals.
All of them. What about like
the
business card? Like, what does that look like?
There's
boobs on a
most
business
of them.
card?
Okay, I'm sorry. 122 of the 150 cards in the game now have honkers.
Okay.
Yeah,
Honkers
it's mostly
is
just
funny.
like they drew chalk on there or whatever and made
That's
it like
fun.
made it look like, yes, it's very funny.
It says right here, no nipples are visible, Dan.
Oh,
Yeah, you have to pay $10 extra. It's the nipple DLC from the Saboteur. They do the
that's
same
how
thing.
they make the money. Okay,
Gladly.
got it. Yep.
And then I was gonna say Fantastic Four and Marvel Rivals, but we already talked about that.
Oh, but during the break, I watched the Invisible Woman character.
This is
trailer.
fantastic.
Yes.
The Invisible Woman. Is it just the Invisible Woman? Is that her name?
I think
Invisible
it's both
Woman,
because she's
yes.
married to Mr. Fantastic, right? So
So it's like Mrs. Incredible is also Elastigirl.
Yes.
Now we explain it in Disney, so he understands. Great.
God, she looks so good. She can use force
awesome.
fields, and like her ult is amazing. What a great game for healers.
Yeah, maybe that's why this game works so well. Is because it's so fun to play a healer. So yeah.
That helps.
All right. That's all the news I have. Although, we were off for a while. A bunch of stuff happened. I guess most people were on vacation, but they're like, CES started. There was a bunch of stuff. We'll catch up.
What's going on with the Switch 2 Joy-Con having a mouse sensor?
Yeah, stuff like
What?
that. So yeah, there's been endless Switch 2 leaks.
I'm sorry. I thought I heard mouth, and then my brain said he must mean mouse, like a computer mouse.
Yes, that's what that is what I heard, but I was expecting him to say that, so maybe I heard.
Wait, so is it mouth or mouse?
It's mouse.
Okay. Okay.
So there's been the Switch 1 has a mouth sensor. Because that thing on the bottom of the one Joy-Con is a little IR camera.
Yeah, you
and
can do the
then
WarioWare
once you
thing where you're
switch-
eating a hot dog. Yeah.
So they already have mouth
right.
sensing technology. The Switch 2 leaks have gone crazy. Basically, we know just about everything about the hardware, including the fact that the left Joy-Con is going to have a here. I have the right Joy-Con here, but whatever. No, here's one. Left Joy-Con is going to have a sensor here, an optical sensor that looks like it could be for tracking mouse movements. And the reason people think that is because there is a pad here and here at the top and bottom of the inner rail of the Joy-Con, so it would be easier to move it around on a surface. And then you would use the left, the ZL and L buttons as like left and right click. So the assumption is this thing's going to have mouse support right out of the box. And that makes me want Mario Paint real bad.
Yep. The first thing I thought was Mario Paint. Yep.
Almost like there should just be Mario Paint included in the box.
Yeah.
Oh, they can add that weird Mario and Wario SNES game that we never got to NSO now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. That was only in Japan, right?
I'm dreaming big.
Or
I'd love
add
that.
64DD to the expansion pass and give us all the Mario
Artist series or whatever.
Yeah, Mario Artist
Yeah.
series. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like four games or something like that.
What if it's just a barcode scanner?
Yeah.
Oh, you can
E-reader.
yeah.
E-reader's back.
E-reader's back. Holy shit. Let's do it.
That does it for the news. Jan, show's back to you.
I'm realizing this show still needs to cool off. It still hasn't recovered from the first segment, so we're going to take another quick break, and we'll be back with your emails right after this.
Grease it.
What's the last thing that made you cry? What's the last thing that made you cry?
Pepper spray.
What's your favorite book?
Rocky 3.
Do you like Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift? I love that dude. You know, I actually met him once, you heard, in Brooklyn like a year ago at a beef patty store.
What's your dream car?
Mario Kart.
It's a me.
Luigi with the squeegee.
Best advice you've ever given someone?
Yo, my boy Mike, he's a janitor, but his house is dirty. So I told him he should work from home, you heard?
That's sound advice. What's your favorite Pokemon character?
LeBron James.
What's your favorite fast food restaurant?
I'm gonna have to go with McBurgundy's, you heard? That's when you get McDonald's fries, you mix it with a Wendy's burger, but you go eat at Burger King, you heard? Because they cleaner.
It's like a Bermuda Triangle.
Exactly. You thinking we on the same page.
I'm finally getting there.
How many books can a man read in one day without no eyes?
Are you dating?
Nah, I'm playing the saxophone, you heard? Of course I'm dating.
What's the best part about dating in 2024?
Free food, equality.
What's the worst part about dating in 2024?
I hate when I go out on a date and it goes great, but the next day, my wife find out about it.
That whole break, Mike was just yelling at us to watch
got
the sweat video.
Jan's not kidding. That's Mike is worked up about this sweat video.
All right, I have it here. Should we just count it down and watch it?
I'm
in
not
sync?
doing it.
Yeah. Okay, Grub. On one, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
That's sweat. That's so. Oh my God, that's so much. I guess it
There
would
was
hold
a
it in, right? Yeah.
He's got nowhere else to go. Oh,
Oh, it slops.
oh.
I've watched it 3 times now.
See, I told you it's
Turn it off.
disgusting. Like,
Dan, you're right.
But
You shouldn't
why
watch
are
it.
you
You'll go-
Yeah,
you'll
I'm
go
not
to
going
jail.
to.
Why are you smiling so much as we're all watching
Yeah,
it, though?
yeah.
You know,
it's a sometimes you just don't know what else to do with your mouth, you know? I bring a lot to this show.
I mean, you're not wrong.
you're not. You're not.
Let's not add any qualitative statements to that. You do bring a lot of something.
And I've brought a lot of emails. Bombcast@giantbomb.com is the email address to send your emails to. It's a very good show. Thank you for listening. If you're listening still, go tell a friend about it. Don't explain anything. Just send them the MP3.
5-star reviews and just write, Mike brings a lot. And then we'll know.
I don't know how you rate podcasts on podcast platforms, but give it the maximum rating, please.
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly positive.
Yes. And if you're watching now, comment wherever you're watching, whether it's the live chat or the YouTube video, overwhelmingly positive. Bombcast@giantbomb.com is the email address. Send your emails to. Send any and everything to that email address, whether you want to avoid an awkward social interaction, whether you want to have a gaming conundrum, you have a fun quiz, or whatever else you want to do, send it to that email address. First email comes from Jeff in Quebec. Hey, Bombers. New year, new you. A new trailer just dropped to promote Giant Bomb. What does the narrator call each of you as the camera moves from one cast member to the next? Here's what I got so far. I'm hyped for 2025 with y'all. Jeff from Quebec. Mr. Jan, please use a movie trailer voice. Thank you. Features a cast of likable people such as Jeff Grubb as the brand, Jan Ochoa as the talent, Dan Reichert, the work, Jeff Bacalar, the shoot, Tamur Hussein, the renegade, Lucy James, the Paragon, featuring Sean McDowell as the Prodigy, Nikki Grayson, the Playmaker, with special guest Mike Minotti as the audience self-insert, and introducing Dib as the offshoot. Giant Bomb, a website about video games.
Very nice.
It's good. It's good.
No notes.
Excellent.
Thank you, Jeff. My only thing is just you should have put "and with" for Mike.
Yeah.
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 Featuring. Yeah. Introducing.
Introducing and with.
Dib got introducing.
It
Oh,
just
sure,
being
sure.
introduced. Yeah.
All right. Next email comes from Nikki. Is this Nikki? Hey crew, first time, long time. I just got a Mac Mini. I need to get a new mouse and keyboard. What mouse and keyboard do you have? I do not need a gamer mouse. I need a mouse that is comfortable to use. I want a Thocky keyboard. Thanks, Nikki.
I think I have a Thocky keyboard. It's a Backlar recommended it, so it's probably a keyboard nerd thing, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's a Keychron something or other.
Yep. I want to get one of those IBM M keyboard remanufacturers that they have. The ones that were super clicky that you probably used in school.
Right.
I love those. So I want to get one of those for your Thocky keyboard. And I don't know, just go get a Logitech mouse. They'll last you a long time.
Yeah, I have Logitech mice. I have just the G502 Hero,
Wow, that's
whatever.
what I have.
I love this thing. Yeah, this is a great mouse.
Yeah.
I like it so much that this is my second one because at one point I just clicked it too many times, so it wore it down. I had a I was on Razer stuff and I never liked it. Like all my Razer keyboard and mouse, they always wore down real fast. The Logitech stuff here has worked much better. Yeah, I have a Logitech keyboard also. Great. Yeah, so
Do you guys have a favorite thing on your desk? Because I got a handful of things. So I would never swap these things out. My mouse is the Logitech G703 Lightspeed, which means it has the wireless charging. So I never ever have to think about the wire or charging it or batteries, and it just works forever. The pad itself sends out a little electrical radio frequency that spins a little thing in here that gives it enough of a charge to always be charging the battery that is in there. But it's been here for years. I've never plugged it in.
is wireless okay for a mouse? I always just do wired. I worry about latency.
In about 5 years ago, the wireless connection for mice and keyboards got good enough for gaming. And the thing about this is the Lightspeed pad that actually charges this. The radio is right in the pad, so it's traveling 6 inches. So I've never had any issue with it.
Okay.
I also really like my Sound Blaster Katana, I think it's called, the speaker bar. The thing sounds so good. It's the V2, the second version of that. I would never use another speaker. It's so convenient and easy and low profile.
I haven't actually had a speaker connected to my computer in a long time now. I'm I'll just use, even though I live alone.
Really?
So
you just use headphones all the time?
Just use headphones all the time.
That's
fine.
Insane.
That's fine. They're big and comfy. They got this padding here.
I default to the headphones constantly, but I'm I always I'm I'm gonna turn on the speaker and it just sounds awesome.
I just like these gel pads for my keyboard and mouse.
Sure.
It's good.
Ergo stuff.
I have an N64 analog stick. I like that.
It's pretty cool. Look at that.
Oh, I like my Ipido Ultimate as well.
I like my Jurassic Park Raptor Claw can opener.
Oh, that's
bottle
nice.
opener.
I like that.
Yeah,
That's
fun.
great.
That's fun.
Yeah, pretend to scare a portly little kid with it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
All right. Next email comes from Brandon.
And my tin whistle.
Mute him. Move on.
Brandon from Alabama writes in, should KOTOR be pronounced NOTOR since the K in Knights is silent? Please be mad.
Pretty bad.
Ooh.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I'm intrigued.
That's a
I would like
clever
to hear
thought.
more.
That's a clever thought.
I think
Yeah.
if you did K lowercase n.
No, we got to be brave about it. We got to keep the
I'm
K.
a coward. I am definitely a coward when it comes to this one.
All right. Whatever podcast or wherever else, we're now calling KOTOR NOTOR, okay?
All right.
All right.
Well,
Yeah. Commit to the gimmick.
If the K silent, should it just be? It should still be spelled KOTOR, but it should be pronounced OTOR.
No, because the K doesn't have the
K.
N.
The K is implying because all these are representing the words, so we're saying that it's representing the night sound.
Yeah, I think NOTOR is better.
I gotta be honest. I like saying KOTOR so much. I'm not willing to give it up. It's by far the best
Oh, we had a team player
acronym in gaming, right?
Mike, come on.
Mister
dude.
brings a lot to the podcast. Really taken away.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let's
why
just
aren't you
yes and into
yes-anding?
infinity until we just start calling it Poopy Shoop. That's the name
That's
now.
a good
Sounds
one.
funny.
I'm calling it
What
Poopy
you?
Shoot from now on.
Yeah,
Poopy
yeah.
shoot.
That's a good
That's
one.
where this
Yes,
is
and
going.
Mike.
That's where this is going. I know.
I don't think I always yes and. I think I just enable. Alex in Bendigo, Australia writes in, I was thinking about how Ving Rames should have been Aragorn in Lord of the Rings. So I thought I'd ask you who else he should have been too.
He should have been Jack from the movie Jack.
Yes, the Francis Ford Coppola's Jack.
Francis Ford Coppola's Jack.
That'd be good. He should have been in Face Off.
He should have been in Nosferatu.
I was about to say he should be in Mission Impossible.
He should have been one of the little women in Little Women.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He is in Lilo and Stitch, so now I wonder if he's in the live-action Lilo and Stitch that's coming out this year.
They should have Ving Rames be in the live-action.
If The Rock gets to be in the live-action Moana, I think that he should be in the live-action Lilo and Stitch. It's only fair.
They're doing a live-action Moana?
Yes. Oh, did you see the set photos? It's weird.
I have
don't
no.
look good.
Oh, it's weird.
Ving
Steph
Rames
Saul-
should be in an Arby's commercial.
Yes.
Well, got some good news for you.
Oh.
Yeah, Steph saw The Rock on the TV last night because I had Netflix on. And she's like, "Oh, why is he still slumming it with wrestling?" I'm like, he's got to go like back to ground all the time because he always messes up in Hollywood, so he's always got to retreat to wrestling for a little
To
bit.
go there and just totally undo like a year's worth of storyline.
Right. Yeah. He basically wanted to be like, to be clear, I am not fighting any of these people.
And then chug a bunch of tequila and immediately drive his giant truck.
Hell yeah.
It's
and
fine.
that
It's on
tequila was my
Netflix now.
second favorite alcohol brand on the show after Real American Beer.
I have both flavors of Terramana upstairs. I will not have
Terramana
Real American beer.
It's not bad.
It's
Terrible.
not
No,
bad.
it's fine.
For a shelf tequila, it's not terrible.
I gotta say, everyone booing Hulk Hogan was the funniest shit in the world.
It
man.
ruled.
It's so fucking funny.
Yep.
I may be asking the wrong people. I am asking the wrong people.
I want you to ask anyways.
Is his men's skincare brand actually
Papa
good?
Tui?
Yeah.
On Instagram, he's always saying that it's very good.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'll take his word for it.
Yeah.
Is his energy drink thing already done, Zoa? Because
I
I
see
had
Zoa
fun.
still.
I still
Okay.
see
Oh,
it.
that's
good.
the big Dwayne energy drink, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the BDE. Yeah.
Oh.
Boy, The Rock's really just a lot lately, isn't he?
Yeah, he's too much. It's
Too
too
much.
much.
It's a lot.
God.
Yeah.
I was so wishing the Undertaker fucking fell off his stupid bike.
Why? Rhea doesn't need Taker. What are we
No.
doing?
No.
She doesn't need the rub. Like, Jesus.
All right. Next email comes from Jordan in Lansing, Michigan. Is that my Michigan? Michigan.
MI is Michigan, yes. And
All
Lansing
right.
is where Michigan State's at.
I only know 3 states in the United States. Frankly, I think we have too many. Hey.
Lansing is the capital of Michigan, so you'll remember it for next time.
Some people want to add a bunch more states I've been hearing, but we don't have to talk about that.
Whole countries.
Hey, bomb friends. What's the silliest way to heal your character in a video game? Food and sleep always give me a chuckle, but for me, it's hiding behind cover for 10 seconds to recover from gunfire.
It's funny.
Hope you all had a restful break after Game of the Year shenanigans. You absolutely deserve it. Cheers, Jordan from Lansing, Michigan.
I do like that there was like a decade after like Call of Duty started doing it that every game was just like, oh, that's how you heal, is you just wait a few seconds.
right.
Yeah.
I think the first thing I saw was the shields only in Halo, and then everyone's like, "That's great. Let's just have that." Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all shields.
I like it.
Say what you will about Echoes of Wisdom, but the whole like laying on a bed in the middle of a boss fight to like
That's
recover a little bit of
hilarious.
health. That was pretty good.
I really liked is it just in Village? I think maybe Biohazard or 7 did this too, where it's just you're just getting hacked up by chainsaws and stuff. You just pour some liquid on your hand and you're fine.
Yeah, the liquids on the hand in Resident Evil is the one I was thinking of.
Just
for
wash
sure.
your hands. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the herbs are kind of funny too. Like Resident Evil has a lot of funny healing. And eating a brown egg.
Wall meets the classic, right? Like you just attack this wall and it destroys, and there's just a roasted turkey in it.
Well,
or
also
something.
the Final Fight style, like trash can turkeys are also.
Yeah.
I mean, even when it tries like games are like, let's try to be realistic, and like Indiana Jones, like here's just put tape on everything, put some medical tape on it, you'll be fine. Even that's a bit silly.
I do enjoy like the quick injection from in some games just because I would never do that in real life, even if I felt bad. Minus an EpiPen, maybe.
Yeah, I do like Silent Hill 2, right? Like you just pick up these syringes and you're just like, well, here we go. I feel better.
I find it so funny in any game. I think like Skyrim and Oblivion and stuff do this, where it's just like you'll have an inventory full of a billion things that like fuck Castlevania. I've been playing these DS ones, and I'll go in like during a boss fight. I'll eat like a plate of spaghetti and then like 1,000-year-old egg, and like there's like weirdly like full meals in Castlevania. A lot of pasta dishes and turkeys. And it's like 10,000 calories worth of food.
No, that's what I love about Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Of like you'll just pause mid fight and like Link, just eat all these apples, please.
It's animated. You see,
Games are great.
Yeah.
Games are great. Maybe we should revamp the healthcare system to just eat a bunch of food.
Yeah.
Bioshock Infinite was just like finding full hot dogs in trash cans and just like
Sure. You know, you guys said Breath of the Wild. I don't mean to do a tangent here, but did you see what the Rolling Stone
did.
top 50 list
I did.
games
I
thing?
agree with the number one.
Yeah, number one's fine. It was Breath of the Wild. A lot of this was fine, and I was gonna generally be okay with it until somebody pointed out to me there's not a single 3D Mario game on that list.
Oh, that's insane. I didn't realize
top
that.
50
And,
games.
Like, isn't
This
The
would
Last
be
of Us like number 5 of all time? I'm
yeah,
like,
that's so predictable, though, right? Like, yeah, of course, I don't really agree with that. You know me, I was indignant that Wii Sports is on it. I think everyone's
No, that
wild
is a
for
big
that.
thing. That is a big thing.
It's a
We,
big thing. I get
I
it.
know that we have BCR planned for this week, but I feel like maybe we should pivot and talk about this Rolling Stones top 50.
I mean, we could probably do both real quick because we weren't going to
Oh,
do the
yeah.
draft this week, so we could. Do
Yeah,
one
we need enough
segment.
time to gloat about me winning handily in Fantasy Critic.
And we'll
That'd
make
be
that
good.
quick. And then
Yeah,
we'll
you did
talk
such a
about
good job this year. Congrats, buddy.
I didn't lose.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
So Lucy playing Skull and Bones?
Lucy's
I mean,
playing
we'll make it
Skull.
happen.
What I love about it is like Lucy like doesn't see the Lucy's like, what was that? What? Oh no.
All right. Next email comes from Amp, and this is actually timely based off of what Dan talked about. I'm playing through Indiana Jones, and it keeps reminding me of playing Red Dead Redemption 2 in first-person mode. They're both kind of clunky, and you have to pull open the drawers, etc., etc. Maybe you guys should try Red Dead Redemption 2 again? Thanks, all.
Well, got good news for you for Dan. I did try Red Dead Redemption 2 again. Was it last year or the year before
Extra
that?
Life last
For
year,
Extra Life last year, right? And when I did that, I was willing to be like, okay, let's try it. And then the second the game was like, here, follow this guy. I'm like, okay, I have a plan. I'll go over in this way and kind of cut him off. They're like, well, you didn't follow the guy. Game over.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I do not like this game. This is a game that like is repulsive to me in a lot of ways. So yeah.
I like it.
Words.
I think it's fun to be a cowboy.
Oh, weird.
I do want to play it as not like when I played it the first time. I was like, I'm going to be rooting, tooting, shooting everyone, killing everyone, And it's like now that I beat the game and I know who that character is. And by the end, I was like, I feel like I played this character wrong. Like I'm going to play it a little more properly this time.
I think that's definitely kind of like canon. It's like doing KOTOR as a Sith, right? Like, I
Sorry,
appreciate that the choice is there.
Mike.
That's
what
not
game?
really
I
the
don't know what
story
game.
they're trying to.
Mike, what,
Never
it's like
heard of
playing
that.
what as a Sith?
Oh, excuse me, NOTOR.
Oh yeah, I see what you
okay.
mean. I see what you mean.
What did I say? Poopy pee or whatever.
Poopy shoots, please. Come
Poopy
on.
shoops.
I didn't even say shoots. It's a shoot.
I maybe that is another thing that I had an issue with, where it's like, it's from the team that made Grand Theft Auto. I want to be able to go make my own fun, and the game just does not care about you at all.
I keep
Like,
thinking
play
about
the
what
game we want
Shoemaker
you to
said
play.
when we were, I think it was during the Game of the Year stuff, where he's like, he played it as like a cowboy simulator. And like, I'm
Yeah.
trying to kind of see it that way now.
I guess like Red Dead 1 was like that to me. Like, and I'm somebody who never really cared that much about GTA or that sandboxy stuff. Like, it was like, oh, like I'm playing a Western, and it's just really good at being a Western. And you kind of have this open world in service of that, but I wasn't necessarily going around, even doing the thing everyone did. Like, I'm going to tie up a person and put them on the train tracks. Har, har, har. It's like, no, I'm mostly kind of here for this narrative experience and for this character stuff. And that all hit really well for me.
Yeah, I think that the problem with me was always like, there's the suggestion, the possibility is everywhere. The train is going right there. I'm gonna go get on that train and I'm gonna hijack it and I'm gonna rob everybody on there. And you can kind of do that a little bit. And I think there's parts of the story maybe where they do exactly that. But when I tried to like just naturally do it, it's like it felt incomplete. It felt like an incomplete thought where they didn't think about what if someone actually did that. How are they going to interact with it? Just nothing happens. It's just weird.
I like Cowboys. I still don't like Red Dead. Maybe one day I'll go back.
I think I'd be a bad shoot cowboy.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
We all know you would.
I think I'd be a good cowboy.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
I think I'm a wild shot. Who knows what kind of cowboy I'd be? It might work out. It might
roll
not.
the dice.
Mike, do you think you'd be better as a shoot cowboy or a deployed military person?
There's like a lot of things you can do as a deployed military person. They wouldn't necessarily have to put me out in the field.
No, you're in the field with a gun.
I'm in the field with them.
Like high,
Say, he'd be
like-
a great chef on like a Navy vessel or something like
no,
that.
no, combat.
Combat. What do you think? That. What do you think I'd be
A
better?
bit between the cowboy and these cowboys have combat too.
Well, yeah, but cowboys have to ride horses, and that
Yeah,
would hurt
that's
my
what I'm
butt a
saying.
lot. That would hurt my butt
Yeah.
a lot with the
You could be in
crown.
the wagon, right? Like we have a stagecoach.
Oh,
Okay.
you ever see the movie Stagecoach?
No.
It was fun. I mean, I'm sure it's very problematic. It's a black and white cowboy movie, but interesting. Yeah, I guess I'll go with modern military person. Probably might work out slightly better for me, I'm afraid. I'd rather not do either.
Fast forward a couple months and he's in Warzone.
He's the newest
Mike Minotti.
operator.
Yeah,
God.
it's
With like an upside down pineapple tattoo and Mickey Mouse ears.
on his gun. Yeah.
It's a charm. All right. Speaking about Mike Minotti, we have an email about Mike Minotti.
Oh, I love these kinds of
Brings luck to the
emails.
show.
Hello, Bombas. Every time someone travels to a theme park with Mikey, they seem so glad and thankful for having him there. For the rest of the crew, what is a place or situation that you could go with the rest of the GB crew and they'd say, "Oh, thank God we brought you." Love the
I
show.
have
Love the show. Love you all. Mike from Loveland.
Oh, Loveland.
I was thinking I might not have an answer for this because most of the time I'm like, I don't want to entertain people, but I think I would be pretty good in like a really bad, like if the building was on fire, I could get you all out. Like
Yeah,
that's
I
when I
believe
lock
that.
in.
If the train
So,
was getting derailed,
if a
Jeff will
train was
take care
getting
of us.
derailed,
Yeah.
if something bad was happening and you just need someone that could lock in that moment, and then as soon as it was over, it would be useless. I'm your guy.
That makes
Like,
Yeah. I need that because I would be like your kids. I am somebody. I do just freeze. Right?
Yes. And
Like,
I'm
like-
the exact
too.
opposite where I'm frozen most of the time. And then a train starts to derail. I'm like, all right, let's go in action. Make sure everyone's okay. Like that's where I excel.
Jan, you've been to WrestleMania with me.
Yes.
Am I good for that?
100%. Yes.
Okay. I
Yeah.
feel confident that I'm a good
Oh.
WrestleMania guy.
Yeah, I'm someone that gets very shy when I have to like pass through security and everything. And then Dan was like, "Let's just walk on the floor." I'm like, okay." And we did. It was great.
It works more than it doesn't. I've been doing that for decades.
Yeah, Dan has a really good like saunter to him, and then like when we pass through security, he'll just be like, and then just keep going, and it's like,
I-
all right.
I think, yeah, we all just walked into the Netflix party, right?
What are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Sure.
I mean, no, we all got our wristbands
I'll just
properly
walk
because we
into
were
the
on the
Netflix
list.
party.
Yeah.
And I think that Nikki did it with the most confidence, clearly, right?
Yeah.
And then,
100%.
and I think I got in, I was fine, but they definitely noticed me and they tried to stop me, but I just walked too fast. So I think I was pretty bad at it. So bad that I ruined it for Sean for like 10 minutes. He couldn't also do it.
Right.
But I think all of you pulled it off without any issue.
And then
Yeah,
I stole Mike
pretty
Mahardie's
good.
wristband.
There you
Nice.
go.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait,
I
no,
don't,
Jan. What about you? Where's your thing?
I don't know, like a GB at night set. I'm like, hey, I need you here now.
Oh.
All right, cool. This is what
I'm
we need
very
to do.
glad you're
Yeah.
there. Yes.
Even though I do less now, I still feel like I need to be in the room when it's happening. But yeah,
In the room where it happens.
thank you, Lynn Manuel Michotti. All right, final email of the show. Thank you everyone for sending your emails too. We had an abundance, a cornucopia of emails over the holiday break, and I appreciate all of them. But the last one comes from Josh, the Canadian. Happy New Year, Bombers. Last year, you helped me wrap my head around the analog pocket and ways to play old games. Thank you again for the advice. You saved me hundreds of dollars and potentially a huge headache dealing with counterfeit carts. I need your advice one more time. There are beach read books, but what about beach play video games? Maybe they're brainless games, short in length, or have super happy vibes. Whatever you think fits. I'm heading to Mexico to lay on a beach for a week, and I'm looking for a good beach game to help me relax and unwind. For some reason, playing retro games on the pocket while playing on a beach is tickling me in the best ways. Thanks in advance for helping to tickle me. Much love, Josh the Canadian.
You know what is a great unwind game on the pocket? Donkey Kong 94.
Oh, yes.
Oh, sure.
It looks great, plays great. It's just a fun, breezy time. That's a great one for that.
Yep.
Mario
it's
Golf.
bite sized as well.
Mario what?
Mario Golf.
That's a great one. Yep.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think they're necessarily asking specifically for analog pocket games, or are they?
They say at the
Well-
end, playing retro games on the pocket while laying on a beach is. tickling
You're
me.
right. You're right. Okay. So yeah. Gosh, Donkey Kong 94 is such a great pick. I mean, Tetris, like Tetris DX, would be very good for that, of course, right? Or be off beat. Get Zoop. Remember Zoop?
I love Zoop. Yeah.
Yes. Get Zoop and play
I brought
that.
up Zoop on a podcast over the break. I talked about Zoop.
WarioWare?
Yeah, I mean,
The first
without a
one?
doubt, WarioWare.
Sure.
You know what I did is I found a bunch of English translations of games that never came out in America, and those are the first ones I put in my analog pocket, and I started going through those. That's a good time.
Got it. I got it.
Okay.
You play Boktai because you're on the beach. There's going to be so much sun.
But
you're
you
gonna
don't
be
have
so
no,
charged.
that's not going to work on the analog pocket.
It will work on the analog pocket
If you get the shoe cartridge.
if you get the shoe
Sure.
cartridge, which we are
Yeah,
all,
we
of course,
do.
talking about.
What do you get? Oh, right. That's right. You guys have
Oh
your
yeah,
stuff.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
the cards.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get
I should play-
get a Boktai cartridge. You'll be
I
fine.
should play Boktai.
Yeah, it's a day. You'd love it.
Oh, I should. I should play Snatcher too.
Our phones have, I bring this up every time, but I just want to check again. Our phones have light sensors. Can emulators use that to emulate the Boktai cartridge? I would hope
I
so.
bet. I bet.
I hope that's possible. If anyone knows, let me know.
Yes, Sean says yes.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Any other beach game recs? I don't know. Sports games in general, I think.
Play
are good
Wave
beach
Race,
games.
not Wave Race 64, just Wave Race, the first one that came out on Game Boy.
Okay.
That's actually pretty good, actually.
Bring a Switch and play Mario Sunshine on a beach.
Or play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on the GBA. God, that game rules.
Oh, that's a good
Pretty
one.
good.
That's
Pretty
a good
good.
one. Yeah. All right, folks. That does it for emails. Bombcast@giantbomb.com is the email address to send your emails to. It's our first week back, boys.
Yeah, I missed you all. It was
Yes.
nice.
Missed you all. I missed everyone listening. I miss you three. I miss Tam, Lucy, Nikki, Sean, Bacalar, and the whole gang as well. Yeah, bunch of fun stuff popping off this year, huh? Bunch of stuff
Yeah.
is in the works.
Tomorrow, Blight Club with this game sitting next to me, Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, will begin. I am sick, and I have been feeling myself get sicker throughout this very podcast, so we'll see what kind of shape I'm in, but if something is not falling off of my body tomorrow, I will be doing Blight Club. We also are going to have an early start tomorrow. I believe it's 11 Central, noon Eastern.
That's right. Right
that's-
after
yeah.
Game Mess mornings.
Yeah, directly after Game Mess mornings, we will be going into Blight Club.
So you guys just get set up, and I will just hop in the room with you when I'm done.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Ugh.
Yep.
Do you guys know that Tony Hawk's American Skateland came out on Game Boy Advance?
Yeah.
Right. There was Skateland and then Wasteland. It was
Wasteland.
two
Right.
different.
But
The
like,
Game
well,
Boy Advance one was different, and the DS one was
Well,
different.
yeah, I know
yeah.
the DS one, right, which was
Yes.
great. But what's the GBA one even like? Is it still isometric?
Yes, because they did. I remember playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 on the GBA. That one was isometric. They just kept doing it. Thug is on GBA. I had no idea.
Wow,
Mhm.
that's awesome, man.
Oh,
Skateland, that's wild. Skateland was great on DS. I loved
Skateland
it.
on DS is maybe my second favorite Tony Hawk.
Yeah, I like that way more than American Wasteland. Actually.
Oh yeah, without a
I
doubt.
want to play Thug really bad now. Oh,
Every
There you
time Tony Hawk comes up in conversation, I want to play Tony Hawk.
I just play it like once a week just to
Yeah.
like feel something.
It's perfect.
God, one plus two is so good, but so
Yeah.
is Skateland. I play that a lot. too.
That's another thing with that list. The Tony Hawk game they had was one, and I'm like, I guess I'm glad Tony Hawk's on here.
oh, that's
It's
not
weird
the
you
one.
picked
Yeah,
one.
I mean,
it's
Tony Hawk's
great.
Pro Skater 1 is still a great game.
Yeah,
but come on.
Sure. Come on,
Two
pick
or
two or
three are the
three
accepted
or
ones.
one.
I go three. Yeah.
I go three.
I would have just put 1 + 2 at this point.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's fine too, honestly.
Yeah.
Even.
Yeah.
Well, like the list even says, like it was like a combination of like influence and how well they hold up. Sure, but still, come on.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and no 3D Mario. Influence.
No 3D Mario. Yeah, no Mario 64
That's insane,
or
yeah.
Odyssey or Galaxy or whatever.
Voicemail dump truck popping off later this week. We will have a BCR where we will go over the fantasy critic results. Perhaps we'll also talk about the Rolling Stones top 50 video games. And maybe UPF will be Marvel Rivals since the Fantastic Four is dropping on Friday. Jeff
Ooh, that'd be
Grubb,
fun.
we got Game Mess mornings popping off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, we'll be back for the rest of the week for sure. The first episode back from break was yesterday. It was a good time. So yeah, be sure to listen to Game Mess Mornings, everybody.
Folks, and if you missed it, our Game of the Year podcast or deliberations are already out there on YouTube. They're on podcasts. Days 1, 2, and 3 are full of fun categories. Some bonus categories pop up along the way as well. And then day 4, we crowned our top 10 games of the year in 2024. Gentlemen, you know what we learned? You can't cook with degreaser. You also shouldn't unplug too many things while the show is going. And I'm never doing Zin again. Thank you, Jeff Grubb.
You're welcome.
You should always buy some backup asparagus because oil can be tricky. And there is, in fact, a lot of sweat in that boot. Barcodes on food make them safe. And Mike Minotti brings a lot to this podcast because together we are overwhelmingly positive. And you know what? We learned berries. Folks, and that does it for the Giant Bombcast this week. Thank you for joining us for episode 872. I've been Jan. He has been Dan. He's been Mike. He's been Jeff Grubb. And this isn't stopping, so I'm just going to quickly, hastily go to this routing thing because I hate this Go XLR. I should have left this in 2024. I'm going to do that. Now the music's gone. I'm going to play the music to make us go away. Goodbye, everyone. I love you.
Go read all the guest lists. Giantbomb.com/words.
Thank you,
Yes.
Marino.
Thank you, Marino.
Yes,
Thank you, Marino.
Okay, special shouts out to fucking the ace of
Yes.
the team. The unspoken member of the team, Marino, for fucking sorting out all of our bullshit and everyone else's bullshit and formatting it properly. Let me see some M's in the chat for
Yeah,
Marino.
tons of work by Marino.
Even if
Thank you.
Marino put the Horizon picture on for my Astrobot #1.
Hell yeah.
You got me.
We'll see you next week for another episode of the Giant Bombcast. We love you.
I might be the weird one. Wow, that's me.
I don't think it's that weird.